Hey, it's comedian Nick Lavallee, the other dude, and you are listening to Zach and Will on the Movie Buzzed podcast.
Come on, let's watch a movie, get drunk and shoot the shit. Hopefully we can see that actress show her tits. And if they win an Oscar, we will talk about it too. When we get movie buzzed with you. Trivia and silly talk, what more could you really want? Movie time and getting drunk, man, we'll have a lot of fun. Citizen Kane to Purple Rain and shit that Michael Bay has made too. We will talk about it when we get movie buzzed with you. Inebriating, movie rating, and we've got a guest. Movie Buzzed is the best. Podcast starts now.
All right, welcome to Movie Buzzed. I have here in the studio my special guest, Will. He will be the guest co-host today. Welcome.
I feel special.
You are special, sir. There is something special that is going to happen here, too. We have some new theme songs that have been introduced to the show. And it is officially Mike Citizen is his handle. You can check him out on SoundCloud. That's where this is. He just said to use it. He really didn't care about any kind of promotion or anything. He said, just throw my name out there. So, thanks to Mike Citizen. What are you doing over there, crazy? No one can see this, but guest co-host just walking around bumping into shit over here.
Yeah, I like to read the back of the movie. I've seen this movie before, but I gotta read the back.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay. Well, the movie he speaks of is Ghostbusters. We will be watching Ghostbusters today, so do what you do. Go out and find your copy. Hard copy, digital copy, whatever. Get it loaded up. I don't think this is any kind of special edition or anything, so it's just the Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 slime pack or some bullshit like that. So let's get it going. I got it queued up here, so I'm going to hit play movie now. Should work. Oh, okay, play movie, but make sure it starts at the beginning. So go ahead and stop the movie from playing because my movie was at the credits because I watched it before this. So
unless you want to watch it from the beginning, backwards, like that episode of Seinfeld.
Oh, sorry, I'm not. Okay, well, son of a bitch. Fucking shit up left and right here.
Suit up for a classic comedy.
Yeah, go ahead and read us the back of the DVD while I get set up here.
Suit up for a classic comedy when Dr. Zvanko and Bill Murray stands?
Oh, gosh.
Stance?
Yep, it's Ray.
And Spengler suddenly find themselves downsized from university's psychotherapy department. They decide to get the I can't read.
Okay, excellent. So, Ghostbusters. Okay, so we're going back to the play. Get the cursor over it and hit play now. There we go. Rated PG. We're going to be talking, well, I will, talking a lot about the PG rating system. It's kind of interesting because they say a lot of shit on here that you would not expect a PG movie to say.
Do they say shit?
I don't know. They do say dickless. So,
yeah, but...
Oh, wait, yeah, no, he does say shit. He says you'll see shit that will turn you white.
Yeah, that's right.
So it also has a little racial tinge to it, which is nice. I like that. I wonder if there are subtitles.
Dickless is okay, though, because all women are, in fact, dickless. So...
Yeah, but the word dick itself? Come on. Children. Think of the children.
What's wrong with the word dick?
I don't know. Penis, please. Can we go penis?
No.
Wow, there's a lot of subtitles on here. There's Korean, Thai, French, Spanish, Portuguese,
Let's watch
and
it
Chinese.
in Portuguese subtitles.
I don't know if we'd be able to follow it as well. So
There might be some jokes that were just made for Portuguese that we didn't get before, but now we would get.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get these jokes. And we start here at the New York City Public Library. It might be the state one. I don't know. Fuck it. This movie grossed $291.6 million on a $30 million budget. That's incredible. And we start with the librarian guest, right? I think that's the lady, the mom from Ace Ventura. Dan Marino can die of gonorrhea and rot in hell.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if it is her or not, but, you know.
We'll say that it is.
It's a good guess. I like to guess it is.
I'm sure she won't mind. She's probably dead.
Mm-hmm. She's so used to walking around this library by herself at night. Or during the day. It's during the day. It just went inside. It looks like it's at night.
Maybe that's Harold Ramis's mom.
There's probably some crazy trivia. No, she's a legitimate actress. I guess I guess she could be his mom and a legitimate actress, but
What's wrong with that?
Well, that's not how it works here on Movie Buzzed. I make up the trivia, and you believe it. Okay? Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining me here, guest.
Here's
Co-host, okay?
Here's a little bit of trivia. Those floating books were not with strings. Those were actual floating books.
Ooh, nice. See? I didn't even know how much research you did. I missed that in my research, so it's good to know.
You can buy your own floating books, or you can make them with acid and books.
They did a lot of, like these card catalogs, all the cards flipping out and stuff. They did a lot of this stuff with, like, practical effects because they didn't have the budget to kind of fuck around with, stuff like this. So there's just little tubes with air pushing the cards out, people behind them just pushing the shelves out. Like, they did a great job, but we have to deflate the mystery here. We have to take it out. We don't want people to be scared and turn this off and turn the show off.
When I was a kid, these special effects were the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, this came out and this was released in, I think it was summer of '86. So it was one of those things that was around when I was born through my years growing up. So there's been a lot of Ghostbusters in my life. The TV show, the animated one, was pretty good.
No, it wasn't.
It was pretty
It was
great.
horrible.
They elaborated on things that you were kind of curious about.
What do they do in their free time?
Venkman burn in hell. Originally, there were a bunch of sexual things written all over the door, but they were trying to shoot for a more family-friendly audience. So it says burn in hell, like a family.
Yeah.
This is a good scene, too. They're doing this. He's trying to check for, psychic powers. And if you guessing, there's these cards that you have to guess, and if you guess them incorrectly, he gives you a shock. This is actually based on 2 real tests. One of them was, the card thing where they have a card and you have to guess what they are. And then the other one is this electrical shock test. And it was a test to see how far people would go when they had to electrocute the nice guy for no seemingly, no reason.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yep, so they
would always give up.
I guess people are nice. This is a really elaborate way to flirt with a girl, also, by the way. He's like, he's trying to convince her she has psychic power so he can get in her pants, basically.
It works every time. I've tried it before.
It does, but A, he's robbing this guy of, actually finding out that he has psychic powers, and B, he's giving this girl an extreme false sense of hope, which is not fair.
I think that's the whole point, though, because it's kind of like he does psychic power research, but he himself does not believe in psychic powers.
I like it. He's a con man.
Yes.
He's kind of played...
And 2, he has that show. Where he's just bringing people on and making fun of them for their supposed psychic powers.
And he's just raking in the cash.
Yeah.
But at this point in his career, he kind of played the same types of characters. Like in Stripes and Meatballs. And he was Hunter S. Thompson, where the Buffalo Roam. He's like the wacky, cool leader guy, Like, yay.
I like
Bill
to
Murray.
imagine that's what he's like in real life.
Yeah, anytime you see Bill Murray, you're like, yes, he's going to gather the troops and send us on some kind of goofy adventure. It'll be fun.
Someone's going to get laid.
Nope, the nerd's getting pissed off because he's getting shocked so much. He's like, you volunteered for this shit, so cheer up. He offered, what did he say, $5? That's how much they're paying him for this experiment, $5.
Which is $5 more than you usually get for college experiments.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, sir, you're getting shocked a little bit. At least you're not going to have, like, hair growing out of your side for the rest of your life. Some after effect of some pill. Now we're alone.
Moving for the score.
It's so he's like building her up, he's like her ego. He's like, you're gonna have to get used to that, people being jealous because you're so special.
I'm gonna touch you.
I'm gonna physical contact. There he is, Dan Aykroyd. He is the reason that this movie was even a possibility.
Really?
Paranormal enthusiast / writer of the script, Dan Aykroyd.
So he's a paranormal enthusiast in real life?
Yes, he's on all those shows, Coast to Coast AM, stuff like that. He's really into paranormal, ufology. We're all about pronunciation here on the show.
And yet he went with comedy on his first one. There.
He did. The original idea actually was going to be him. Bill Murray's character was going to be played by John Belushi, but he passed away, during the development. And then Eddie Murphy was also going to be a part of it. And they were going to be fighting ghosts in SWAT gear with magic wands.
Oh.
and it was set in the future.
I'm happy that didn't happen.
And there were there were teams of Ghostbusters and whatnot. It was,
Maybe that's what they're going to do for 3.
See, I try to do a little research about that. And since Harold Ramis passed away, it seems like they're going to do it, but they're going with different writers. Clearly, because they have to. But I think it's still a go. So we'll see. So boring. Just boring walking around, guys. Good job.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have Bill Murray.
That's why you gotta have Bill Murray, because he's fucking smooth and he's relentless. He just keeps going on and on and on.
There's no stopping his funny.
And this is the first encounter that they're gonna have with the supernatural, right?
Yeah. Well,
they know how to test for it, at least, I believe.
They must have had some other encounter in order to have all these devices.
Or they just think they know what they're doing. I think that might be what it boils down to. They're the brightest minds of this generation, wasting it on ghost fighting.
Which, it's not really a waste if there are actually ghosts, though.
I don't know. Do ghosts hurt everybody, or just the people they want?
Whether they hurt them or not.
I know, I'm stupid. Okay?
Are we going to become ghosts?
I'm stupid, okay? Yeah, what if the ghost is just the spirit of somebody, and they can't help the way they are? Maybe they are free, and you're just trapping them again like dicks. Oh, they're reviving the, you have to revive people. It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, you don't want to ask them questions while they're unconscious.
It's not very hopeful. But, fight ghost, help real people. They're ghostist, right? Is that
the ghostist with the mostest?
Is that the is that the sexist of ghostism? Ghostists? There's the original opening, instead of this whole thing, it was just the way he wrote it was the ectomobile, you'll see that later on, their car was just going to bust out of the headquarters, and it was just, go from there. But they're like, we should show how the team got started. I kind of like the way they went.
But you see, he already has like this high-tech, handheld ghost detector device that it's like they must have somehow encountered something that made that go off in order for them to know that it actually detects.
I'm just curious, like how far deep are they into it? Do they just start this stuff today? Like, what are they? I'm confused. I'm confused about the supernatural. Just like the mass turbulence of 1947. Totally sounds made up. I mean, I'm sure it is. Totally made up. That's one of my favorite. I like the one-liners. Listen, do you smell something?
No human being would stack books like this.
You can't hear smells, silly. Yeah, I guess the director made up that scene as he was driving to the set the day they were shooting. He's like, let's just stack these books and call it whatever. Symmetrical book stacking. We'll create a phenomenon here. Ooh, slime.
The number one test for ghosts is slime.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that like their the residual or the residue they leave behind?
Ectoplasm.
When they come into the real world, they leave goo behind. Couldn't it have been something cooler like cash?
Yeah.
Or hot chicks.
That would fuck up the economy.
Yeah, god damn it. They wouldn't be busting these ghosts then.
Yeah.
Egon, your mucus.
They would just keep them around. Leave cash.
That bookcase, that wasn't supposed to fall down. I don't believe. And that line was just made up. There you go. Does it happen to you often? That's the kind of deep-seated...
So it just fell down on accident during the recording?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's what I had read. I don't know. I didn't write it down. I should have. I'm a jackass. It's okay. It happens. Well, this is a good time to tell everybody. Also, we're going to have a special guest on in just a little bit. Comedian Nick Lavallee. He's out of New Hampshire.
Is he a ghost?
Coming up here. He might be. I think that's one of the questions we should ask if he is, in fact, a ghost. A full torso apparition. It sounds sexy. Later on in the movie, he gets, blown by a ghost.
Yeah.
So he loves ghosts. He loves them.
See, ghosts aren't always bad.
They aren't always good either. Is that the point you were trying to make here?
Yeah.
What are you banging over there? Nothing.
A ghost.
It's a ghost.
It's making a little noise.
perfect.
I'm getting blown by a ghost.
Sound quality or anything, just blame it on the ghosts of the Movie Buzz Studios. We got the beers cracked open. Shock Top has some kind of new special going on. It's 10 beers for like $7. And I agree with it wholeheartedly. If you like Blue Moon, you probably like Shock Top. They probably wouldn't like me talking about, other beers while I'm talking about their beer, but this isn't an this is like an open endorsement thing, so.
You'll be sued by Shock Top and legally ordered never to drink Shock Top again.
Okay. I don't really drink it I only drink it on occasion, and there's other beers like it, so. Shock Top, I don't know. They did step their game up, like I said, $6 for 10 beers, or $7 for 10 beers. Whoa. That is frightening. You see how he just had his mouth open? He was like skipping backwards. All right, guys, we're going to need you to act scared. Can you do that for us? Yeah. Sure. I'm scared. Help me.
I learned all my acting from Scooby-Doo.
Well, that's their generation, so they may have. It was scientific. It was a very scientific process. Did he just go like, "Hey, ghost"?
Run.
I think that's just what somebody get her attention. Hey, ghost. Yeah, you ghost. We're gonna catch and hold you.
Okay, so it's just detecting ions. It's an ion detector.
Simple.
Which you can pick up at your local Costco.
Mm-hmm. Your ionization detection device?
$59.99.
Oh, you don't have the 20% off coupon?
No.
Dipshit. You gotta look for that
I'm
stuff.
not a preferred customer, I guess.
That happens. Oh, and here is a smug asshole. The Dean. You'll see this kind of stuff around in the movie. There's a recurring theme of assholes to these guys that you see. This guy
everybody that they interact with, except for the women, are all assholes.
And even the women. No, the women more or less respond to them being assholes to them.
Yeah. Kids love them.
What is... Oh. Well, I think I'm going to do something real fast here. Getting another alcoholic beverage, I see. Really getting into the feel of the show. Guest co-host Will, you are getting into it with the beers.
You gotta get buzzed for movie buzz.
You do, because it obviously, as you can hear, everything it starts off kind of slow, and then the more we drink, the worse the show gets.
Yeah,
it doesn't ever speed up or anything. It just gets less coherent.
Just like Ghostbusters.
What's he drinking on there? Some bottle. My guess is whiskey, some cheap ass whiskey, because they just got fired. So he's like, give me the cheapest pint you got.
He stole it.
They changed... I was curious when they changed it over to the PG, because it used to just be like G, PG, and R for a rating system. It's like, well, these guys have already... He said something. They must
have realized how much money they were losing from 13 to 18-year-olds, you know?
Yeah. So what I found out was they switched it over in July of '84. Because in a PG movie, like imagine going to see some PG movie and they're just like drinking straight out of pint bottles. That's not happening. They switched it over in July of 1984. And this movie came out June 7th of 1984. So they made the deadline by like 23 days. They released it in just enough time to be drinking on camera and calling people dickless. It's awesome. They did a good job.
So everyone under 13 knows the word dickless.
Yes. He just, they just went to the bank and they had Ray take out I think he took a mortgage out on the house, but he just figured that the interest alone in 5 years would be $95,000. So I think this guy owns a mansion. I think, right?
Either that or the person he got a loan from was a loan shark.
Yeah, or he has really high, it sounds like his interest rate's just astronomical.
Give you 20 points on the VIG.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. Well, that roughly calculates out to $95,000 in 5 years. Fuck. But we're going to have this awesome torn down, dilapidated firehouse for our headquarters. Whee! I love that
The perfect part is that it has a pole.
Well, that's the selling point. It's got the pole, and Ray loves it. He's a little child inside.
You can't ghost bust.
You can't ghost bus
with a pole.
Exactly. You have to have a pole of some sort. But what is it? They reused this garage for The Mask. The movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. There's like a garage he takes his car to. I guess they've used. These are two different houses. So one is the interior, and then the exterior is a different one. I think this one's in L.A. and the outside one's in New York. And they've used both of those for various different movies. How ominous. Is that a little foreshadowing? Showing the little gargoyle there? Looks like it's CGI, totally.
Drawn in.
Yeah, it looks horrible. And there she is. Co-host, I have a question for you. Do you find Sigourney Weaver's thrashing horny beaver sexy?
Yes. Beyond anything.
Beyond anything. Wow, she really does it for you, huh?
She's got some nice legs, too.
Yeah, they don't really show her legs off in too many movies.
And
I guess they do it here. I don't know.
Did it for me? I don't know if she does it for me now that she's like 89 years old or something.
She still is very striking as an older lady. Like, she definitely has kept her appearance up. If that's a good thing, yes.
Why are you asking me? Are you just trying to feel less guilty about your extreme lust for Sigourney Weaver?
No, I'm just curious how other people find her. I mean, yes, I find her attractive.
Sigourney make you horny?
I could see her doing that if she were here, yes. Not when I just see her on the screen. I'm not...
What if she were like, take me now?
I'm not masturbating here.
That's a scene later in the movie.
Rick Moranis. Okay, I don't know if you remember this, but at one point we were watching something and it had Rick Moranis in it. It was like a year ago, and we were like, "Why isn't this guy been in any movies since like the '90s? You know, what's up with this guy?"
That's a good point.
And then we Googled him and looked at him, and he fucking ages horribly. He looks like he's about 97 nowadays, and he's probably in his 40s. Just imagine this, but with more wrinkles and less hair, and I don't know. You know what the guy brings to the table.
I mean, how old is he right there? Is he like...
Locking himself out of the apartment. He's probably in his 20s, I'd say.
He's short, so you don't know.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, he could be 15, but I'd guess 28. He's my age. Would you ever get services, would you ever procure services from someone that has a commercial that looks like that?
If I actually had a ghost, I might.
You've probably done it inadvertently, and you didn't even know it.
Maybe for like a kid's birthday party.
You probably did it on accident. You didn't even know it. Like, you had somebody come check your plumbing, and then if you checked out their commercial online, it's like, come on down to Big Jim's Plum Hut. We will unclog you.
Free balloons for the kids.
And free balloons for the kids. Oh, okay. Boop, boop, boop. That's what I'm going to do. Stay puffed marshmallows. It's a little...
More foreshadowing.
I know, they're really good at it. If you hadn't seen this before, I don't know.
Exploding eggs.
I think what they did there was they just had I think that's just like a heated surface, basically. Movie magic. Ooh.
You think it would make them blow up like that if it was just heat?
No, I'm talking about like here. Like, they're frying on the counter at the counter, but, they obviously did, I don't know.
I want that counter.
I want that egg goo.
In the morning, you just take the egg, just throw it on the counter.
Kids. No.
Breakfast is ready.
That's definitely not a kid-friendly sort of...
And don't touch any counter whatsoever.
Also, if you ever hear anything coming out of your fridge, don't check it out. Unless you want endless refrigerator space. Imagine having all that space in there.
My refrigerator light bulb is a red light bulb, and whenever anybody opens it, they're all like, is this the portal to Zool? Which I like, so I've kept the red light bulb ever since. At first it was just, I don't have enough light bulbs, but now...
Do you not see the ghost in there with the pyramid all the way in the back?
I do, and sometimes he hands me milk.
Yeah, it's like, go ahead, guy, toss your keys in there. Check it out.
That's just another added advantage of it.
Which, the keys?
The portal / refrigerator.
The Frigidaire and Finless.
Yes.
In Finless. I was going to say infinity, and then I was going to say endless, and it came out in Finless, so...
It's good for storing milk, eggs, and sacrificing babies.
Janine is awesome in how little of a fuck she actually gives.
I like her glasses.
I know. Actually, I'd prefer Janine over Sigourney.
Yeah, I would say I would do her first.
Dua.
If I could organize some kind of three-way.
I'm not even talking about, I think just hanging out with her. I'd actually, just like that. She seems smart.
She'd be like, oh, you want to lick my pussy?
He pops up, like, total suggestion of oral sex right there.
It feels so good. So good.
That's the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, you're checking my computer. There was supposed to be some kind of, like, blossoming relationship between these two, but they didn't explore it any further. It's because, it's funnier because Egon has no idea. He's completely clueless through this whole thing. She's always totally hitting on him. He's like,
Pretty sure he's a sociopath.
He's so cold. Like, she is digging you, sir, like, hard.
He has no emotions.
Get with that. Ooh. Come on in, the blue lady. She looks really concerned. And not because of the ghosts. Like, she's looking around this place like, are they? What the fuck?
About to get raped?
We're gonna get raped inside the Ghostbusters HQ?
I'll talk to the woman first. Have you been raped?
Excuse me. That was another one of the original lines they left out. Here comes Murray. Here's a lady's voice. I wonder how many times he ate shit jumping over that partition. Like his foot just clips it and he just falls over.
I don't know. He was young and spry back then. Probably could do a backflip over that.
Speaking of looking old and Rick Moranis, Bill Murray during the Oscars, man, like he is looking really old.
They can't all be Sting.
That's what happens when you get old. You start looking old. It's bullshit.
See, the Sting's secret is that he started looking old, so that way once he got old,
it happens.
Yeah.
Gosh, you got to do that tantric love making. That keeps you young and spry. I was reading somewhere that this was like the movie the scenes that were shot weren't even like close to how they were being scripted, and that most of Bill Murray's lines were improvised, which I figure that's how he worked on almost every movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes you wonder how much is improvised here, Do they just give him like a plot sort of thing? Like in this scene, this is your motivation. Action.
Do something.
And now they're trying to... This is kind of like the beginning establishment of a relationship that runs throughout the course of the movies between Dana and Peter Venkman.
This scene is brought to you by Cheez-Its and Budweiser.
There's a lot of those scenes, too. There's one later on. This scene is brought to you by Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its. Get some. This is not in any way... Movie Buzz does not in any way directly endorse Cheez-Its. However, we do find them delicious, and we suggest you eat them.
They're good with Budweiser.
This guy, he walks in, like, he literally has no idea what he's doing except forcing his way into this woman's apartment. Nope, nothing over here. So, yeah, I'm working hard.
He has, like, a bug sprayer for insects.
They hate this. He's so silly. It is actually a gas detector. So apparently, in real life, possibly, it would work if ghosts emit some kind of gas sort of thing, like the slime
from the Cheez-Its.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like, in effect, yes, it would work if certain things were the case. But I think this guy's just kind of bullshitting his way into her apartment. I think that's honestly what it is.
Yeah. You had the gas detector, haven't used it in a while, so you got to break it out.
That's a shame. Another classic line. He said something, yeah, what a crime. She's like, that's a bedroom. Nothing ever happened in there. What a crime. He's trying to get in her pants, and he's not being too slick about it. I don't think girls enjoy you being a creep towards them. Like, they like... Apparently, some people like guys that are, like, dismissive or, whatever. But I never heard of the ladies group that likes people just to be straight up creeps.
But he's playing to the audience, though. She believes in ghosts, so he's thinking maybe she's freaky.
Mm-hmm. He represents the audience in this movie a lot of the time. Because the other guys are just kind of, ectoplasmic residual ionization
He's
process.
the normal guy.
Yeah, and he's like, can you break that down in some English for me? It's like, thanks. I don't feel like such an idiot because I would be turning to somebody in the theater and being like, what the fuck is mass ionization theory? They busted out, okay?
Oh,
Don't blame me.
Let me explain
I
my
can't help it.
transition for you.
Look at all the junk food, and look at all the storage space that you have for all this junk food. There is definitely no interdimensional portal that he sees. See, that's the damnedest thing. When you know you're not lying, but someone thinks you're lying, it's the worst feeling in the world. Zool. Ah, Zool. I understand. He's got some acne scars going on there. On that cheek or something. I mean, I assumed he didn't just get burnt on the cheek. He probably had some acne.
Maybe somebody slapped him with a hot spatula.
I like your theory better. Fuck acne scars. Poor Bill Murray.
He used to be boring, but then somebody slapped him with a hot spatula, and now he's funny and permanently scarred.
Yeah, he was like, he had that unattractive thing, and he's like, people are making fun of me, and his dad was probably like, son, you gotta make fun of yourself before they make fun of you. And boom. Now he's a millionaire, doesn't even talk to his father.
Kids at home, don't try slapping yourself with a hot spatula to become a movie actor.
P.S. Having a monster in your house and being crazy aren't mutually exclusive, lady. Just by the way. She said, she's like, I'm not crazy. There's a monster in here. It's like, well, you can be crazy and have a monster in your house, so let's not go jumping the gun here.
That's true.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ghostbusters. That's not the theme song. Right?
When a lady tells you you're odd, you're probably not going to get in her pants.
When a lady tells
keep trying.
that you are odd, who you gonna call? Bill Murray. Isn't that how the song goes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. It's hard when you listen to it, when you watch the movie with just subtitles. You just have to remember what the lyrics are of the songs. Do-do-do-do, Murray, Aykroyd, Egon, that is Harold Ramis, do-do, Winston, Ernie, Hudson. I lost it. I forget the words, that's the problem.
Egon.
Yeah. This one's a good establishment movie, but the second one definitely, like, has a certain place in my heart. Above this one for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like the second one better, too.
Well, shit, we should have watched that one. But now we have an excuse to watch the second one.
There you go.
And B, some people who haven't seen the first one would be lost, right? Who hasn't?
Nobody.
Who the fuck has not seen?
Somebody who has seen the second one has not seen the first one.
There's got to be somebody, and they're probably really confused, or they're real lame. If you saw the second one, why wouldn't you want to see the first one?
Well, I was going to watch the first one, but then I heard there was a giant marshmallow in it. I'm afraid and allergic to marshmallows.
Here it is, the first call that the boys get, and they're getting ready to go on it. So, they hear the alarm, Great acting once again. You guys can you look up like something is happening? Check.
They're the paratroopers of the paranormal.
I think that was kind of behind the idea. About the SWAT team. They're like, fuck it, we'll call them paratroopers.
Ecto 1. This is where their ambulance is finally revealed.
But I'm at the ambulance, the Ecto, whatever. What do you call it? Ectomobile, is that what he calls it? I forget what it's called. But yeah, they do the old 80s trope where they like fast forward the scene, so it looks like they're driving super fast. But they're not. They trick you. Fucking cameras and speeds on movies. It's not fair.
Lies are what I like to call them. Lies.
I don't know if it's just hard for me to imagine like a different cast, Like imagine John Belushi and Eddie Murphy rolling there. I don't know. It just, it'd be a little bit too much.
Who, Eddie Murphy would be Bankman's character, maybe?
No, he would be Winston. Winston hasn't been introduced yet. He's introduced later because Eddie Murphy didn't want to be a part of the movie. They got a smaller known actor, so they cut his part in half, basically. Great.
Brilliant.
Great job, Hollywood. Why don't you get behind Ernie Hudson? Maybe he has some chops you don't even know about. These packs, too, they were going to have, like I said, they were going to be fighting with these wands, and they would, flick their wrists, and I don't know exactly how that would work, but they changed it to these gun-looking things because they thought that they would use, like, practical gear, instead of magical wands.
Yeah, the magical wands, that would have been lame. That's hard to imagine, too, them, like, doing this with magic wands.
It would be, but it was, like, set in the future, and they were in SWAT gear, so that would make it look cool, or I don't know.
No, that doesn't make it look worse.
No, yeah, but
if you're gonna be wearing or having magic wands, you might as well be wearing capes and pointy hats.
Yeah, they figured the budget constraints for that would be like insane, so they're like, we'll just set it in real time. And now they're on the hunt. They encountered their first ghost, and now they actually have the ability to like retain that ghost. So they're actually going on their first ghost bust.
And they prepared a lot for it.
Originally it was called Ghost Smashers.
Really?
Yeah. So
It's not a joke?
No, there's no joke there. There's no joke. I can't think of one. That's not a ghost. That's an African American. Don't be alarmed. They're all around. They're okay. Actually,
Maybe she's Mexican.
Yeah, it's a minority.
Central America.
This is 1984 or whatever, gentlemen. We've evolved. Slavery's been abolished for over 100 years. Let's tone it down with the fucking xenophobia. Isn't that? I think that's what it is. Xenophobia. We'll go with that. Yeah. If it's not, then fuck it. You're afraid of small enclosed spaces with scorpions if you're a xenophobe.
And ions.
Ions.
The number one way to detect ghosts? Ions.
Dude, you were way too scientific for this show. Oh, cigarette. It said no smoking.
When you're a Ghostbuster, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
That will be discussed later on in the movie as well, but that's something I just saw too. They hate rules or something. Like, they don't want to follow any of these fucking rules. No smoking, like they're speeding, fucking hosting environmental hazards that open.
They want the Ghostbusters to be a laid-back job, you know? Like arcade machines in the office and shit.
There he is, old Onionhead. That was his original name too, Onionhead. And they named him, now it's Slimer, clearly. But he was supposed to be like disgustingly stinky. Like an onion.
Their devices are huge fire hazards. Anything they shoot just catches on fire and stays on fire.
Well, they said it earlier, like, let's go ahead and all put on our unregistered nuclear reactors. Like, they all have nuclear reactors on their backs. It's super easy. But there was, they start coming up with all these rules. Don't cross the streams. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, you never cross the streams.
Unless they say to do it.
Both when you're urinating or using ion packs.
He's about to get a residual dew on him from the ghost, right?
That happens all the time to me.
They're like, we gotta dumb this down for people. We can't keep calling it residual goo. We'll call it. I don't think they ever called it residual goo. That's what I keep calling it, but
coated in a layer of residual goo.
Residual something. I don't know. Ectoplasm. Nope. Let's just call it slime, and we'll just call the ghost Slimer.
It's ectoplasm.
That's great. Actual physical contact. Like, yeah, great for who, buddy? I wonder if that shit smells. I'm sure there's some, like, production note what it's made of. It looks disgusting. It looks like watered-down Vaseline with green food coloring.
Slimer had a much bigger role in the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
He was like one of their friends.
Yeah, he was like part of the team.
They're like, oh, we'll keep this ghost around because he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's cute, and he eats a lot, which is silly. And he smells, so we'll keep people we don't like away.
And the rest of them, we'll trap him in some second hell, which is a reactor.
I'm sure he's helping him with, like, ghosting issues, how to catch certain ghosts and, like, deal with.
They're like, how do we catch this ghost?
Simple.
It all makes sense now.
Thank you. Here's your 4 dozen donuts.
And by the way, my Slimer impression is spot on.
Yeah, it is. I was about to say that. That's pretty accurate. How long have you been crafting that?
About 15 minutes.
15, 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Easily. And now they're going at it, and they don't give a what. I understand, yes, they have to stop this ghost, but they also could have, like, tried this shit out before this. They could have done some target practice or something, like.
Just local ghosts.
Nope. They're like, fuck it, let's just go ahead and knock down the $400 million chandelier.
Whatever they target practiced with was just going to burst into flames.
Well, they still needed to know what it would do, I guess. I don't know. They're kind of like learning on a curve here. Just as they go, it's not really fair.
Yeah, how else do you do it?
Like I said, you set up some kind of target practice. I don't know, you just signed a loan that charges you $95,000 interest in 5 years. I'm sure you could find somewhere to shoot some cans at a railroad track, right?
Maybe that's why they keep Slimer around, is to target practice.
Practice on him. He fucking hates the Ghostbusters. He's not really their friend in the series. He's their captor.
But they give him booze. So
Yeah, and all the like garbage runoff that he could eat. Nope. See, and that's alcohol abuse there too. You can't do that. You can't shoot. See, they need to practice. But it doesn't matter. Like he's flying around so much that they were gonna blow shit up anyway.
yeah.
Or if they would have trained with the Marines, Semper Fi motherfucker, they could probably hit him in one shot, like with their eyes closed. They trained those people like hardcore.
They spent all their money on the office, though.
Yeah, they couldn't fine tune like the beam. It just kind of comes out all haphazardly, like waving in the air. If they had a little more cash, it would be like this precise, like targeting system or something. Yeah,
Or if they used wands.
that's that's the one thing that the older version was cooler than this. That they had these wands that were just magically accurate.
Yeah.
Because with magic, you don't need science and whatnot. You just need to believe.
It's like, don't cross the beam, but the beam's going all over the fucking place. How do I not cross the beam?
I'm not sure if I can prevent that, Egon. Don't cross the stream. Okay, we got that. Okay. Go ahead and pause your movies, guys. Right now, if you could. We got the call-in guests calling in. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this message in humility. Some shows would lead you to believe that the following interview takes place at the time of the initial recording. However, due to your host's incompetence, comedian Nick Lavallee's interview was embarrassingly inaudible. Overlooking this act of complete unprofessional behavior, our incredible guest offered his time for a second interview. It is with great pleasure and gratitude that Movie Buzzed now presents comedian, humanitarian, and all-around great guy, Nick Lavallee. We are here now with comedian Nick Lavallee out of New Hampshire.
In Manchester, New Hampshire. Go figure.
The first thing I read on your Wikipedia, which is apparently accurate, is that the owner of the Laugh Factory like personally invited you to perform, and that would be a cool thing for any comedian, like wherever they are, in their career. How did he hear about you?
I started performing stand-up 5 years ago, and between now and before that phone call, I had done a lot of online content. And basically, I compiled like 3 years of stand-up and online content, like funny music videos, funny songs, and I just went for it. I sent a copy to the Laugh Factory, and 6 days later, I got an email actually from Jamie's team in Chicago, and they liked it and said Jamie wanted to talk to me. So it was super surreal when reading that email. But, that's how things happen, is just by taking chances and taking risks. So then 6 hours after getting that email, I got a phone call, and it was him. And this is the dude that put Jamie Foxx on Living Color and Jim Carrey as well. And he was calling me while I was having pizza, and that was it. I did 2 sets at Vegas Laugh Factory, and then later that summer I'd gone out to Hollywood, and this past year I did Chicago 4 times. So it was nuts. There are people that take the risk in moving to LA and like wanting to get on the open mic, and that's fantastic. And I'll never knock anyone for doing that. But I just worked hard at my craft here in the sticks and doing fun online content. And then my risk was just putting that package in front of him or his people at least, and that's what happened.
Right, that seems like a more old school, I guess, mentality. Because the internet, you can get, you can reach anybody now.
Sure. It's a great tool, and it's like if you have, that's what everyone says is like, well, everyone's like, well, you go to work, and I did a bunch of open mics, and I produced my own shows, and I got a bunch of, I had plenty of other opportunities back here, but I knew I just need to put myself out there. It's the same mentality of like, if you want to go to the gym, the hardest part is just getting there. If you want to lose weight and you want to get fit, the hardest part is just getting your ass to the gym. So I just put myself out there. I just went for it.
Yeah, you have to do the legwork, but now along with that comes Twitter and Facebook and, having your own website and a YouTube page. And
yeah, sure.
It's a lot more work.
2014.
It's 2014, son of a bitch.
Yeah, use the internet. I mean, you have to have chops and stuff to go out and you have to, do open mics and build and act and develop material and stuff. But at some point, you just have to be willing to be vulnerable and just shove yourself out in front of people. It's risk versus reward. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that like to talk, but if you just do it, then you see the value in it. I got to write more material. I have to drink more Baxter Brewing beer here from Maine. I have to talk to Zach in his movie podcast in Indianapolis. I need to grow.
You're not an infant anymore, sir. You're a grown-ass man.
I'm talking to you right now is because we have to grow. We have to learn from one another.
Well, I'm curious about that, actually. You're talking about taking time off to write what you consider to be quality material. Like, what is the process of? Oh,
you just have to get on stage and you have to write material. And sometimes you have to get on stage and blow it just to see what comes from that. I mean, you have to have fun with it. I'm not taking time off to write material in a sense like I'm going out just as much as I was a year ago, but I'm just not as like focused as like getting the gig or getting the paying gig. I'm more focused on like just getting time and getting on stage to write. And then also on the back end doing online stuff because that's important.
When you write your material, do you take that out pretty quickly to kind of test that out?
Oh, you just have to live life. I mean, that's the most important thing is like
awesome.
Live a life and you have friends and you date and you have family and you just put yourself in a position where things can write themselves. The more you live, the more you have to write about. Making a point to do that. So
would you say you do more situational comedy, or is that what you kind of draw your style from, is things that have happened to you in your life experience?
Yeah, or just listening to other people. I mean, you listen to other people and you'll find comedy in that. Sometimes just putting yourself in a room. Place yourself in a room. Put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Things will happen. What's going on in Indianapolis?
Well, there is a team.
What's going on out there? You have a comedy club out there. Why don't you get your butt on stage?
Well, Will's not here right now. He's feeling tired, apparently. And
he needs to wake up.
I know.
Smell the coffee.
It's a bitch move. Well, shit. Now I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. My problem is I need to stop talking about people. That gets me in trouble in my mouth. I start drinking Heinekens and But
you're drinking Heineken. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you can talk whatever you want. Just don't drink Heineken. Get yourself a good IPA.
How
old are you, Zach?
There's a bottle of Moscato in there. That's already 3/4 the way gone. I am 28 years old.
Bottle of what?
Moscato. It's a white wine.
Oh, drink that. Yeah, Moscato. Yeah, drink that.
It's always good to mix wine and beer. We also like to pass around the herbal blend here on Movie Buzz.
I see what you're doing.
It's a common thing.
I know what's going on over there, Zach.
I pretty much just told
fine.
you. But yeah, Will and I have developed some things. We have some songs, and I don't know.
Then get out there.
I know.
think you're funny.
Yeah,
and it's a great way to meet women.
I'm full of excuses too.
Just meet people.
Just go hang out.
Yeah, sure.
What have you?
I'm in New Hampshire, man. I'm in New Hampshire.
You have to. We talked about this earlier, and I do want to bring this up. You have to represent your whatever region. Yeah,
Yeah, New England, baby.
Yeah, Midwest. But there's all those stereotypes. That's the worst.
Yeah, I try to break stereotypes. One of the characters I do is Dave Rantoul. And he's this conservative New England Boston sports fan who happens to be gay. But he very much fits the stereotype of a New England Boston sports fan. But he doesn't fit the stereotype of being gay. People like it. You gotta laugh at that, right?
Definitely, it's a good series. It's like a series now, pretty much. There's a bunch of them. It's a good little series to follow.
Whenever there's something, because you got to pay attention to the YouTube and the keywords and everything else. So whenever there's something going on, like with if the Patriots are doing well, the Red Sox obviously winning the World Series last year, they're doing well. Dave Rantoul chimes in on his web series. He wants to talk about how fucking hot Tom Brady is. He's his wife White Steve burning the nachos.
Is that based on personal experience? Since most of your material is?
No, my little brother is a Broadway dancer, and he's a straight dude from New England, but he very much is like everyone thinks he is he, and it's like, no, he's actually just a dude, and he is that. So like that whole like breaking stereotypes was sort of derived like from my little brother, where he breaks stereotype. Everyone thinks he's going to be some like prissy, flamboyant ballerina, but he could not be any more New England, any more macho. I mean, I think everyone should have the right to get married. All my gay friends are as happy as can be. They deserve the right to be miserable. Like, get married.
Politics is always a hilarious topic to get into, especially same-sex marriage.
Yeah, that's how you break up Thanksgiving. Even if I agree with my parents, I'll just disagree and start saying the opposing viewpoint just so they have a reason. So I have a reason to get the hell out of the house.
This turkey is awfully dry.
You try that? You can use that.
It's a good strategy. No, I will.
Copyright trademark Nick Lavallee 2014.
I will say that as I'm walking out the door. We're watching Ghostbusters, the original movie, and we're talking about your characters. You have this character Paul, who has a bunch of different tics, and one of his is being or wanting to be the fifth Ghostbuster. Is it like an audition video? Is that what it is?
Well, Paul's a guy. You can assume he's in his 30s. Whether it's early or late, you don't know. But he definitely lives in a creepy basement at his mom's house. He exclusively watches movies on Laserdisc, and his favorite movie is Ghostbusters. So that's Paul, and there's a bunch of funny Paul videos. If you go to theotherdude.com, there's a few Paul videos. But yeah, there was one that he talks about his Laserdisc collection, and the follow-up to that was, or the true follow-up to that was the one about Ghostbusters. So he kind of daydreams. He wants to be the fifth Ghostbuster. If you watch this video, he's got a mustache. He's creepy, and yes, he's wearing a pink proton pack.
Hello Kitty style.
But it's great. The video's funny. The video, I hope people think the video's funny. And Jason Bosch, who does like a bunch of hip hop videos, he shot and directed that. He brought the Paul out of me. There's only so much I could bring out of Paul, but he really brought that character to life. Paul is a fucking creep.
Like his age, his life is a gray area, pretty much.
Oh yeah, you just don't know.
No, you don't.
But lovably creepy. I'm thinking, dude, I'm telling you right now, creepy is the new hot. Like, girls love creeps.
It is. It is. It was back in '84.
You should try it. Just be creepy. Like, sniff a girl's shoulders and tell her that she smells like your aunt on holidays. Girls like creepy these days.
You remind me of what my grandma used to smell like when she was alive.
Yeah. I like the way your face is shaped. You can use that.
Yeah, you're kind of like a Zooey Deschanel of men. Like, you're the pixie guy, the weird guy, you know.
Quirky, weirdo.
I don't think cute is in the mix, though. Those girls are, like, usually Hollywood cute, but, you know, it doesn't work for the creep. Let's see what we have here.
Well, I don't know what Indianapolis is doing, but I'm sure the girls there are smoke shows.
Oh, well, it's just like the United States of America. Anywhere you go, you're going to find some quality people.
Hey, man, I'm in New England. If her beard is half as furry as mine, then she's hot.
I've never been with a lady of the New England persuasion. Have you ever been with a lady that has a hard New England accent while you're trying to please her? I was just curious if that throws you off.
Oh, sure, man. These New England chicks are fucking hardcore. In New England, we like to swear. Like, we swear for emphasis. So, like, we'll say shit like, oh, fucking A, dude. You can have a whole conversation where it's just that word, where you're just saying fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking A, fucking, dude, this fucking fuck was fucking around. And that's a conversation. That's a whole conversation. And, like, girls speak that way, too. Like, they just like to swear for emphasis. You can tell a girl, you could be like, oh, dude, you have a wicked fucking set of tits. She'll say thank you. That's New England shit. You can't say that in Ohio.
No.
I've tried. I've gotten stopped in the face.
If you ever come through Indiana, also probably try not to do that. There's a lot of pretentious people around.
No, you don't do that, but, dude, anywhere in New England, whether it's Boston or whether it's Bangor, Maine, like, you can tell a chick, like, dude, you got a wicked set of fucking tits. She'll thank you. But that's what we do. We swear for emphasis. Like, I had a friend of mine once told me, he was like, dude, you know what I love? And I was like, what's that? And he's like, I love Bill fucking Murray.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you just basically describe two dudes having sex, which is fine because it's 2014, like we were talking about, Zach. But he was swearing for emphasis. That's what we do in New England. Chicks out here talk like fucking trash.
Common
fucking
confusion.
Hot.
It's hot.
It's fucking hot.
Fucking hot.
Chicks talk. Fucking A. I was at the fucking Hannaford and I saw that fucking dipshit from high school. A chick says that to me, dude, I get a fucking boner immediately. It's the opposite of like being a Georgia peach. You're like a New England rotten Macintosh apple. It's sexy.
It's trashy and hot and kind of syrupy.
Fuck yeah, like a bruised apple.
Mm.
I like women. I like women. I like all shapes, sizes, colors, whatever background. So, but yeah, New England girls are special. They're fucking mouthy.
They're a special breed.
New York, I don't like that accent. I don't like that accent very much. That one just doesn't do it for me. I like Minnesota. I like Minnesota nice. I like all that stuff. That's a good time.
See, in Indianapolis, it's a weird straggling line. Like we got the Chicago up north, and then like the Kentucky, to the south.
Yeah, I'm going to. What's the drive? I'm going to Chicago. You and
3
Will
hours.
should come up. We'll fucking pick up chicks, man.
3 hours, yeah. Well, we got the creep down, so.
Perfect. Fucking grow mustaches.
Oh man. Well, apparently we're both.
We'll go out.
We're both full-grown beards right now, so we just have to actually shave into a mustache. But it's slick. It'll look good.
Sexy.
I have a question about runnings in with. We're gonna do a Harry Potter series of movies. We have all 8 of them. It's gonna be real intense. We got some crazy guests coming on, some pagans, some erotica fan fiction writers. It's gonna be good. But delving into that, like they're insane fans. Have you had any contact with like any Ghostbusters fans? I've done a little research and I've seen a lot of devoted Ghostbusters people.
Yeah, all those Ghostbuster people are really cool. Like I somehow convinced the New Hampshire Ghostbusters to be part of that Paul video, but I got a lot of love from that video. I think I gained some fans from aligning myself with Ghostbusters, and everyone recognized that pink proton pack because the New Hampshire Ghostbusters, one of the kids behind it, Johnny Ruckus, he's a funny dude. And he made that pink Hello Kitty proton pack. So I guess amongst like the Comic-Con types and cosplay types, like people recognize that was Johnny's proton pack.
Yeah, like custom made.
No, those people are good. But I wonder about those cosplay people.
I just gotta.
Even if you're in a relationship, like there comes a point where you start doing you do fun stuff together. Like I wonder if those cosplay people do fuck. Like in character.
They do.
If you're dating someone who's dressing up like fucking Beast from X-Men, and you're dressing up like Cyclops or whatever the fuck, like, I want that to happen.
You have a lot of love.
Cyclops to fuck the She-Beast. I pay good money to see that.
With the New England accent, that's what's in my mind, Oh, fucking Chewy. Give it to me right there.
Exactly. The She-Beast. With a wicked New England fucking accent, dude. And they're just going at it.
Oh, my God.
They did 3 days at fucking San Diego Comic-Con, and they're all horned up off fucking, what were you drinking? Moscato.
Moscato and Heineken.
Why not? Heineken. Moscato and Heineken. Fucking that Indianapolis herb, whatever the fuck you got, cheap shit you got out there.
Yeah.
They're just going at it. What else is the purpose for being a grown-ass adult?
That shit around here is huge.
Superheroes if you're not gonna fuck.
Like we have our own Comic-Con. The streets are littered with people, like just spilling out off the sidewalks. It's insane.
All those dirty fuckers are fingering each other still dressed in their costumes.
It's hot just talking about it. Imagine being half of that scenario.
Yeah, well, it's happening, dude. It's happening right now as we speak.
It's getting awkward on the show here, in a good way. You had a connection with Ghostbusters, I assume, growing up?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, all those movies, and anything with Bill Murray in it. My favorite line in Ghostbusters was the whole crossing the streams thing, because it makes me think of my brothers and I. Before we go to bed, we'd have to, it was just quicker to just fucking take a leak in the same toilet or at the same time, and we'd joke, we'd be like, don't cross the streams.
Well, when they do that, they touch the tips. Did you guys do that?
We did not do that.
Oh, they.
But who knows? Maybe we did, and I'm blocking it out. I don't know.
That's very possible. My cousin's gonna come next week. We're gonna do The Sandlot, and I definitely intend on asking him if we ever compared penis length when we were children, because I think that happened.
Yeah, there you go, dude.
Yeah, it gets real intimate on the show. You have answered all the questions I have for you. I have one that's kind of stupid, and it doesn't really relate to you at all. It just relates.
What's that?
It just relates to the fact that you were in the Laugh Factory. So I looked up the Laugh Factory, and they have these insane world records for the longest continuous stand-up comedy show at 80 hours.
Yeah.
And like Dane Cook apparently has done one continual show at like 7 hours and 34 minutes. Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, maybe at the Laugh Factory, but you know who held the world record for at least a year or two, right? The Guinness World Record for longest stand-up?
No, like one continual set or like the whole...
Yeah.
Who?
Bob Marley.
Really?
He did it at the Comedy Connection in Maine.
No, I did not know that. The fucking...
40 hours.
Symbology guy?
Hours. Yeah, Bob Marley from Uncle Bob, man. He did it. September 23rd. Guinness Book of World Records, 2010.
Wow, that's awesome.
4 hours of stand-up straight.
That's incredible. Do you have that kind of endurance?
Do I?
Yeah.
Sexually? No. Comedically? No.
Okay. So, I mean, even aerobically? No?
No. I don't think I could.
Me either.
I don't think I could. And Bob's got a shit ton of material. And you have to do you can't repeat material. I think it's like 15 hours or something.
Oh, God.
When Bob did it, he didn't repeat any material for the first 17 hours. He has so much content.
Jesus.
He was up there with like 3 different binders. He had it by the side. I mean,
oh, my God.
He's just the man. He's the fucking man.
That's cool. I'm sure it'd be much better than watching like Seinfeld do, 40 hours of what is it with...
Maybe.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you coming back on, man.
Hey, Zach, thank you.
No, thank you.
Zach. I wish Will was there, too. We could fuck with him.
I know. He's really easy to fuck with, too. It's fun. He likes to fuck around, as they say, getting all fucky.
Yeah, but I'd love to be on any other time. But in the meantime, anyone who's listening, they can go to theotherdude.com and they can see my stand-up. They can see my funny characters and links to Twitter and Facebook and all that happy bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth checking out for sure from the host of this show to my audience. Go check it out because it's really funny stuff. Everybody I've shown it to is really just cracked up at it. They thought it was really funny. So
awesome. Keep sharing that shit. Share it on Facebook, Twitters, and MySpace, and the YouPorn. Just share it.
This will be out 2 weeks. It'll go out on blast. There'll be a bunch of
Get me
stuff.
the fuck out of New Hampshire, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but if you say so, then I believe.
No, I love.
How could you not? When this comes out, this will be out in like 2 weeks, and of course you'll be like tagged in it, so you'll know.
Yeah, send me the link and fucking Twitter blast it and send me the link and I'll retweet it and especially put my handle in there and I'll retweet it and favorite it and all that shit and then I'll send it out on my own too.
Awesome. Yeah, this will have more listens than the episode I did with my mom. So.
Nice.
That's the plan.
I love it.
Cool.
All right, dude.
Yeah. Take it easy. Have a good night.
All right, I'll talk to you. Have a good night.
We now return you to your standard programming. Well, that was do-it-yourself comedian, man about town, divorcee, New Englander. Oh gosh, Nick Lavallee.
He burps every time he says New England.
Thank you again. That was pretty cool. I like that guy. He was very affable, as they say. He was really easy to talk to.
Yeah.
I have this problem too when I schedule guests. I'm like, well, I just need like 15, 20 minutes of your time. And then fucking 45 minutes later, all right, dude, could you give me a bumper? Oh, well. No, I appreciate you being on the show. That was really cool. Okay, we're going to get back to the movie. How about that?
Let's do it.
That was a good break. Let me make sure I have the right...
We're continuing back at a semi-climactic part of the movie, right, where they're capturing Slimer.
Yeah.
They got the beams wrapped around him, and they're about to activate the capture device for the first time.
They are not crossing the streams, however. We have learned that is not the way to go. Okay, go ahead and get your lined up, whatever, and hit play right about Wait for it. Wait for it. Resume from last stop. As my DVD player tells you. Go. Boom. And then we come right in, and Harold Ramis, Egon, is telling Venkman he's telling him to shorten his stream because he doesn't want to burn his face off. There are too many fucking rules for this. Like, I understand that Ray and Egon are like, they seem to be on the level with like nuclear science, but Venkman he said he has a degree in psychology and parapsychology, not nuclear fission. Yeah. So, don't cross the streams, don't look at the trap, don't burn the guy's face off. Like, that's a lot to keep in mind while you're on this team. So, just saying, if you want to be a Ghostbuster, you better
do your research.
You better come correct, sir. You better be ready to get legit.
But don't train or practice in any way.
I think you just said ass, right? Yeah. You can say that in PG. You can't say ass in PG movies anymore, right?
Sure you can. It's much more loose nowadays.
You could probably say like one ass or something. No, the PG-13 is where it's super loose. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. You probably couldn't say that in Frozen. That's probably rated G. But, you know. It's animated, okay? Ghostbusters is not.
Finding Nemo.
Yeah, I think I need to start drinking some more of these beers quicker.
Kicked its ass.
You're gonna have to carry the show while I just chug away, okay?
All
Go.
right.
1, 2, 3, carry it.
This is a pretty heavy show. So I have back problems.
He's charging $5,000 for retaining the ghost.
I'm gonna steal your notes.
It's okay. There's not. If you read them, you'd be like, "What? What is Ghostbusters diet?" Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. But it will, sir. It will.
All right,
I tried. Look at her spine there. She's working out. Like, that freaks me out.
She needs some beef, steak. She needs to eat a big.
She needs a hot beef injection. Is that what they call that? Oh man, it was a good time.
She's a purger.
Yeah. Do you feel this extra pressure to be funny now because we had a comedian on? That's what he called. I said to him, I find myself funny. Yeah. That's something you don't say to a comedian for sure. I think I'm funny. What do you think?
Do you think I'm funny? Tell me I'm funny.
Be careful there, sir. You're getting loud.
Well, my bad.
It made everything jump, and then when I edit it, I don't want to have to cut.
I really want to know if you think I'm funny.
I don't want to cut anything out for you, man. Whatever. It happens. This is Larry King's first movie. Oh, I don't know what else the fuck he's been in. I mean, but I'm sure he does the same part, or they just cut across and it's Larry King going, and what is with these Ghostbusters? John and Carlton, you're in.
This is the first montage of the movie.
It is. What kind of laws do these guys follow, by the way? Like I said, they were just speeding there, and
they don't follow any laws. That's why they get shut down later.
Well, yeah, but whatever. Fuck him. No, they don't follow any. This is a good montage scene, though. This shows the guys hard at work. You know, they've done a lot. It kind of leads up to the the climactic scene when they're released. It's like, wow, they did. I never really thought about it, but they've done a bunch of work before they open the gates of hell.
It also gradually shows you how Sigourney Weaver got the lady boner for them. Because at first she's like, these guys are weird. But then as she listens to them on the radio and watches them on TV, she's like,
these people
I'll blow anybody who's been on the radio.
Yeah. I'm such a starved fucker. Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah.
There it is, the Ghostbusters Super Diet. And I went online to find out what that was, and I couldn't find anything about it. I don't know. Okay? Just to let you know, I have no idea what the Ghostbusters Super Diet is.
Here's the famous
Ghost Bluey.
Blown by a ghost.
The bloast job.
Nick obviously did not know what we were talking about, but...
No. We kind of made an obscure reference, because, I mean, we made it a point to watch the movie beforehand, but I'm sure he, you know, like a normal person, he probably hasn't seen it in a few years. So, he's like, blown by a ghost. No, that hasn't happened yet. He had no response for that. Yeah, it's okay, though, because if somebody asked me that over the phone, I would not be able to respond to that if I hadn't seen this in the past 24 hours.
That's what I ask everybody who I've just met. Were you being blown by a ghost?
This is it's so funny that was supposed to be Eddie Murphy, you know?
He would have done the whole cross-eyed thing better.
Yeah. Let's bust some ghosts. Like, or whatever he does. Like, I obviously don't do a very good Eddie Murphy, but you know, Cletus, is he gonna do? He should have be in a fat suit. Yeah, okay. Imagine that we can't do any. That's funny. Zed Moore, is that Irish? That's what he should. Because he said, my name's Winston Zedmore, and he just goes, congratulations. Bill Murray should have had something more clever like, Zedmore, is that Irish?
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of, okay.
He looks Irish.
I need to quit trying out my stand-up routine on the show is the problem. Ooh, Sigourney Weaver gets to hang out with old 80s pop band member. I don't know.
Almost forgot about this guy. He's in the movie for all of 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That's our
not
other
even
love
that. No, this
interest.
is like 15 seconds. Well,
Yeah.
it's somewhere in between there. It's like 4 minutes. This guy gets... He's like, I was in Ghostbusters. Yeah, sorry, kid. That's why you only had 2 lines. You're no actor. And they were on a tight budget. Bill Murray just being his charming, creepy self. I think people say that it's like he's charmingly funny or whatever. I think he's actually kind of creepy. He just keeps going at it.
But like our guest said, creepy's where it's at.
It's
nowadays.
in now, yeah. Back then it was like she was like put off by it for a while until he's
she
more
saw him
charming
on
than
TV.
creepy. Yeah, yeah.
When she saw him on TV, she was all about it.
All of a sudden he becomes more charming than creepy because he's been on television.
Yep.
He's more viable. Okay, I found the name Zool for you. Here's a little ghost backstory.
Turns out-
Zool was a demigod. He was worshipped in the before Christ times. Yep, Hittites. I just think it said Hit.
Can you say titties?
He might have said Hittites, and she said Hittites or something like that. But regardless, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, because in the end, it's just like this is a badass ghost, sort of thing. A badass demon that lived a long time ago. It's not like something that's central to the story. You know what I mean?
With Zool?
I mean, yeah, but
It becomes central.
I'm just saying, like, the story could be progress. You wouldn't even need to know that Zool was this, like, whatever Mesopotamian demigod that people worshipped and
I think maybe they're just trying to trump him up, like they're fighting Slimer and some librarian ghost, but Zool's a whole other
Zool means business.
tier of ghosts.
Historically, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like resurrected specifically for the purpose of like total destruction or something.
Yeah, he's a demigod. The others are just random ghosts.
Yeah, what do they call that? The MacGuffin. I think that might be the MacGuffin of the movie, where it doesn't really like propel the plot forward necessarily, but it like or wait, no, yeah, it propels the plot forward, but it doesn't really make a difference, sort of thing. Like you could just say, Zool's is a bad demon. Like, oh god. But yeah, that backstory starts pumping him up a little bit. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Does the fact that he lived a long time ago, does that make it scarier?
This is one of my favorite scenes where
Is it?
they have the Twinkie analogy.
Yeah. Also, this scene brought to you by Twinkie.
Yes,
Yum.
Twinkies.
Hostess Twinkies, get some. But also, he keeps doing these like these rhymes too. I love how the training's just like this is basically the portal to hell. Like it contains all the ghosts that they've ever trapped, and it's like bonded by some kind of nuclear process or whatever. And he's just like, green, you're clean. Red, you're dead. It's like it's like training at a fucking Subway or something. They have all it's like, don't forget safe, whatever, safety at food in treatment or something. Like they always have all these stupid acronyms. It's ridiculous. Like training.
But it says on the back of the DVD thing that her refrigerator is actually the portal to the gates of hell.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what I mean, though.
She discovers her refrigerator door leads directly to the gates of hell.
Another smug asshole here. Old William Atherton, I think is his name.
Yes.
His real name.
One of
Peck.
one of the best antagonists.
He's a really good
Ever.
antagonist, yeah. But
You just want to slap him in the face.
their trap, whatever you want to call it, their ghost containment unit is like the catalyst that sets everything off.
Only because he makes them shut it off. All
Because
at once.
well, yeah, but the thing is, they trap all the ghosts in this one area, and then all of a sudden, when he releases it, they're all out, and that kind of like sparks the
Yeah.
the whole thing. That's why I call it the gate or whatever. But yeah, her refrigerator is an interdimensional portal to hell, or somewhere like that. Does it say to hell?
It says she discovers her refrigerator door leads to the gates of hell.
So maybe her refrigerator door leads to insert
So it's
funny
the-
pun here. But
It's the gate to the gate of hell.
But think of something that's all. Oh, so her refrigerator door leads to New Jersey. You get it? You get some help?
Yeah, because New Jersey sucks.
Sorry, New Jerseyites, please don't stop listening to the show. Wait, that's a double negative. Please don't.
Please don't open your refrigerator door.
Yeah, because
It may be the gate to hell.
all the other portals lead to your New Jersey refrigerator. I love how Bill Murray's like the field general for these guys. He's the Fonz. They're like these scientific nerds, and he's the cool guy. Hey, Bill Murray.
I'm gonna put some ghosts over here.
I was wondering if these scientists with like nuclear capabilities and access and use were even regulated, and then bam, EPA. At least bring in the ATF or something. The EPA is fucking weak. Oh, there's the Twinkie.
It is
a little, and it's also a little
international though.
It's also a little foreshadowing. He's talking about like it getting 35 feet long and weighing 600 pounds.
Which would be my dream come true. A 30-foot long Twinkie.
I would eat the shit out of that.
Oh my god.
Foreshadowing brought to you by Hostess
Fall
Twinkies.
into it and drown in the cream.
Yum. Is he just checking it out? Tell him about the Twinkie. What about the Twinkie? Well, do you like big desserts? You a big dessert guy? Or are you hungry now? Ooh, lightning. How?
But you see, even before they release all the ghosts, this Zool thing is already in progress.
Mm-hmm.
This is already happening. And it was foretold to happen at this point, too.
Right. I gotcha. So the ghosts are just kind of like the...
Regardless of if they were around or not, the Zool thing was going to happen this day.
Mm-hmm. And the ghosts just kind of add to this prophecy.
Yeah.
The demon dog's about to break out. Here it goes. Look how slowly that, how long... Oop. Here it is. The Terminator eye.
Which can poke out, break stone.
Yeah, apparently his eyeball can break stone, so you need to watch out for this demon dog. If it takes that long for him just to burst his eye out, I wonder how long it takes for the whole thing to shatter. It's like 2 hours later. Oh, Lil Lewis is having a party. Imagine if that was John Candy. Like, look how you can tell you can tell that the camera, like, they have to have it as low as possible to keep her head in and to get him from nipple high. If it was John Candy, it wouldn't be a problem whatsoever. But I don't think the part would have been as good.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same.
He's not as nerdy. I mean,
you can't find a better key holder.
Keymaster. But the idea was that John Candy, like, he kept bringing in his ideas and they kept denying him, so he just dropped out of the project. Like, he wanted that guy to have a German accent and to have, like, two big, like, schnauzer dogs or whatever. And it's like, that would just be, like, this is perfect. That'd be too much. Like, it seems like they're at least trying to be unintentionally fun, just like situationally funny or whatever, just kind of like
he's a regular
common
guy.
banter sort of funny, but that would be like, oh, it's John Candy doing a German accent with the dogs and blah, it'd turn it into a different character altogether.
Yeah, of course he's going to be possessed by a demon. That all makes sense.
It all makes sense now. The demon dogs, and he has dogs.
Rather just the regular nerdy guy be possessed by the demon.
Yeah, like this movie walks
trying to talk to a horse and shit.
Well, this movie walks like a very fine line between, being like just like, oh, so goofy, and like actually being like legitimately something that generations of people have embraced, Yeah. And it's because they don't go too far into that shticky stuff, like the goofy, it's silly, but it's not like downright fucking slapstick comedy. If you got me.
My name is Gozar, the keymaster.
Actually,
would you take me to the gatekeeper?
The keymaster's, his name is something funny. I have it later in mind. It's Vince something. Like, that's the name of the keymaster. It's like Vin Slothar or something. It's like
Vin Slothar.
Yeah.
The keymaster.
Sounds like you're from Latvia. Why would we have the gatekeeper if we don't have the keymaster? That makes no sense. Oh, lot.
I like how it immediately goes for groping her boob.
She's
just trying to get it off her boob.
Yeah, get it off
right off the bat.
That would freak me the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah. Some freaking arms come out of your chair and start grabbing your boobs.
Yeah. One of them comes up right between her legs. And that happened, I think there was a Nightmare on Elm Street movie where somebody's driving and the Freddy claw, like, kind of pokes the claw, like, out of the vinyl by his crotch and kind of like... It's like, oh my god, this is good. This entire scene, it's all in one continual take, and he improvised pretty much all this. You know, he's like, "This is real smoked salmon from Nova Scotia, Canada, $24.95 a pound," like all that stuff. He fucking just improvised it, you know. And I think, isn't he hosting a party for like his clients or something? It's not even like his friends. He doesn't.
He tried to get his friends to show up, but only his clients showed up.
And this like Amazonian lady, fucking. Well, he's just so short. I bet she's like 5'8" or something. He's just so short. She looks like she's fucking like 6'6".
Yeah.
I like his dance moves here too. That's another thing. If you get a chance to check out Nick Lavallee's like YouTube and the other guy or the other dude.com, there's this video by this band, The Appreciation Post, and he was like, he starred pretty much in the video. It was just them and him as their only fan in this empty club. And he's got some Louis Tully dance moves, and that's for damn sure. You know, a lot of like thrusting and like shaking your arms and stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty silly. You know, they blew their load on the Demon Dog CGI for this movie. Like $30 million, we're gonna have to.
Well, also the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Well, they're like, we'll go $10 million for the actors and $20 million for Stay Puft and Demon Dog. We'll get the guy from Meatballs.
There you go.
We'll get the guys from Stripes, Harold Ramis and fucking Pete Venkman. He locked himself out earlier. We didn't go over that. That's a theme. The second time, like he locked himself out of the party and started banging on the door, like, "Let me in." A bear loose. That's what he says. Yeah. No, I don't know what kind of bear moves like this.
Well, a bear in his apartment. That does not look like a bear in any way.
Yeah, oh, no way. No fucking way. But what would you call that? If you had to say something's loose.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, "Oh, it's a demon dog," and then they're just going to be like, "You're a crazy person. Shut the fuck up."
You're insane. No. And the weird thing is, like, when the demon came out of the hotel, they all, like, jumped back and were like, "Ah!" But here, it shows it, and, like, no one in the restaurant can see this thing. So was it, like, they couldn't see it when he came out of the hotel? It was just, like, it causes some kind of, like, you know, burst of air that makes them fall back or something, or what? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
there's
reflection of the inside of the restaurant.
There's busted logic.
It's light in the restaurant, but it's dark on the outside. So perhaps it's just like the reflection of the light.
No, but watch here. See? It shows that, like, the dog, no one can see it. And there's like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think only he can see it because he's supposed to be the keymaster. And it's focused on him. He threw the coat on its head. So it's pissed at him.
How long was it chilling in his closet? Just hanging out for the whole party?
It was like a bedroom, like on his bed, yeah.
Relaxing in there.
On top of the coats, like...
And then somebody threw a coat on it, and it was like, "Fuck you. Like, it's on.
It's on, Moranis. You're mine.
I'm coming to get you."
Yeah, he doesn't seem too concerned about, like, the door to an apartment being, like, completely... You know, he's like, "Huh," and just kind of turns around and keeps going. Oh, well, something busted this door out and it's all over the apartment.
Up until this point, he's seen some pretty freaky shit.
Yeah. And I kind of want to know here, what the fuck is going on exactly? You know?
She's trying to fucking...
I know she's possessed, but, like, she's just like, hey.
Now, this makes me think that Rick Moranis fucks her later on because, you know, key master, gatekeeper, key in the gate.
Key in the gate.
And this whole time during the scene, she's trying to get him to fuck
she's
her.
Like...
So, when they do meet, they must fuck.
Even when she's trying to sleep, she's like... It's like, no one... What the fuck are you doing? She's scary. That was good, too. Like, are you the key master? No. And she just shuts the door on him and he knocks again. She's like, "I am the key master. Are you the key master?" "Yes. You may enter." Yep.
Let's do this.
These ancient Mesopotamians are fucking morons, is what it all boils down to. Even if you're made a demon, if the ghost that possesses you was born in the BCs, their intelligence will not be on part of you because you live in a time that is 8,000 years after they were living. So you should be able to outsmart these demons, in my mind. Do you like that logic?
They're also demon dogs, so maybe they have the intelligence of dogs.
Word.
Really horny dogs.
I like it.
Take me now, sub-creature. We never talk anymore. I love that line.
It's all these one-liners. Like, do you smell that? She is sexually strange to me. Like, she was actually kind of okay earlier, but, like, now it's just, like, kind of too much, you know? Like,
Yeah. Obviously, the demon is really bad at putting makeup on.
yeah.
She's just got, like, so much.
That's what it
caked
is.
on
I
now.
think it's the whole David Bowie look. It's the whole Ziggy Stardust thing that kind of throws me off. Did she say yeah, I want you inside of me. Total
Rick Moranis fucks her at some point.
total PG rating for I want you inside of me. You're not going to hear that in a PG movie. I guarantee it. Maybe. The Life of Pi, did they say that in the one? I want you inside of me. And once again, like, what exactly is happening here? Anatina. Zool.
Zuli.
Oh, Zuli. There's gonna be some real trouble in this apartment, it's true. 2. She just, like, it's so weird. Like, I just don't get it. She's, like, sleeping, and then she's not, and then he just kind of...
Stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
He just suggests it. This is actually an old Broadway trick, and there's a thing coming from the curtains that's lifting her up. There's no, you know, there's this thing in the curtains. It's like a harness or whatever. And of course, her dress is like sheer, but her body is not. So it looks like you can see everything, but you cannot. Bada bing.
I thought they did the light as a feather, stiff as a board thing.
They tried that, but it only got her so high.
Yeah.
You only hover above the ground with that, Will. Haven't you ever inadvertently looked into a window of a slumber party and observed it for hours?
Well, as soon as somebody comes in, that's when they fall on their head.
You like how I did that? I crafted a joke on the spot. Like I was going one way, and I was like, no, it'd be funnier instead of being at a slumber party to be watching it from the outside.
Inadvertently.
Oops.
I just so happen to be in your bushes, so...
I just so happen to go to school with you and know where you live.
Might as well keep looking.
See, Vince. That's his name. Vince Clortho.
See, he's this far from fucking a horse.
Vulgus Zildamar. Yeah. He's going to put himself inside of anything.
If that guy wasn't there to stop him, like if he was on his lunch break, he would have fucked that horse.
And this is the big thing, too. He's locked himself out of apartment 3 separate times, and he's the one that gets chosen to be the keymaster. That's irony at its finest.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. These ancient Sumerians speak surprisingly fluent English, too, by the way. Maybe that's something that they adapt from the host, that they take over, the host body.
Supernatural thing.
The other funny thing, I think, is that Janine, who we just saw, and Lewis, in the second movie, they hook up.
Yeah, they do.
Like, she is very non-judgmental. You know, like, if this guy, like, when they start interrogating this guy, he's clearly insane.
Maybe she just wants to be in charge, so she's looking for, like, a subversive...
The Keymaster, Eye of the Gates. Nope. But yeah, his a little... Is that the PKE meter? I think, maybe that one. The one with the lights and the little wings that flap. It's pretty cool little things. I think I hear a cat meowing.
Like I said, you can get that at Costco for...
In the ghost busting aisle?
$15.99. PKE meter. $15.99. Costco.
Costco, PKE meter. Ah, yes. Slore. Go on. Like, what the fuck is this guy? Like, he's clearly not making any of this stuff up.
Like
or he's insane.
They just took a colander or some kind of straining thing, put a bunch of wires into it, and now it's a high-tech, EKG. You know?
Yeah, it definitely... That is awesome. A colander with just, like, wires and fuses. They're like, okay, this will monitor your brainwaves. I don't even think it's connected to anything.
There's no wire coming out of it.
Reconciliation of the metatext? There we go. They chose him a new form, a giant slore many shubs and zools knew that day. Like, what is up with this guy? You know,
they got a couple of old school printer cables coming out of it. Like back in the day when printer cables were like those 5-wire printer cables.
He's like, Janine, I think there's something off about this guy. He's talking about Zool and Gozer and Vin's Clortho and Slores. Like, what the fuck?
Hold me. Yeah, you see the romantic thing trying to advance, but he's just clueless.
This Bible book sounds pretty intense, too, by the way. Sounds pretty cool.
This whole Bible thing.
Yeah, that Bible book sounds pretty nuts. The
I hear it's a bestseller.
That's the best seller of all time. No, I think that's the cops for you too. One day they're bringing you your those crazy runoff guys, and the next day they're busting you for like a fucking jaywalking violation.
Yeah.
That's because it's in effect they found him running in the streets being a crazy asshole. Took him in, couldn't figure out what was going on, so they just pawned him off to the ghost smashers. I think that's what I'm going to call him from now on to see if it actually sticks.
We're ghost smashers.
Like maybe just because, you've heard Ghostbusters for so long, it's just okay. And it probably sounds silly to someone that's never heard it.
Who you going to call? Ghost smashers!
I ain't smashing no ghosts.
Smashing makes me feel good.
And it'd actually be more appropriate for now because it's a big bro thing to say smashing stuff. Smash that beer, smash that
ghost,
the vag, smash the ghost. Boom. So yeah, they would be lacrosse players probably, busting ghosts in the future. Ooh. Oh, they start going in further about that weird book, the Bible, the Bible. I think you might have heard of it.
Of course, the black guy knows all about it.
Yeah, of course. He's gonna drop the knowledge.
He was raised good.
He's like he was one of the prototypes for the magical Negro. The guy that like in Bagger Vance or whatever, like that. He has all the advice and like he's your caddy and like, but he's always a lesser person. But he, like he's like the add-on. This is like the add-on guy.
He's like a temp.
Before, when Eddie Murphy was a part of it, it was legitimately politically correct. But then he dropped out, and now it's kind of racial because they're like, oh, this is the add-on Winston. Like, he's the fourth Ghostbuster. Like, whatever. I didn't get to ask. You said we had Nick Lavallee on, and he has this Ghostbuster Paul character. And in the song, he's like, who you going to call? The fifth Ghostbuster Paul. But technically, in the second movie, would you say Lewis?
Lewis is the fifth Ghostbuster. He
suits
does up when they're all trapped inside of the
He
museum.
gears up. That part is funny too because he's like he just constantly shoots the building that's covered in slime for 20 minutes, and then the Ghostbusters inside do all the work,
and then the slime comes off, and everyone's like, "Yeah!"
And he takes all the credit. Yeah, he's like, "Yep, fucking killed that slime wall."
That was also a New Year's Eve movie. It is a holiday movie.
Yeah, holiday. Yeah, this isn't really centered around holiday at all. But this is what got them the ability to do the second movie and make it so awesome with like the Statue of Liberty and stuff. Liberty.
There's a lot going on about it being on New Year's Eve. They were like, we want this to be a New Year's movie. There are no New Year's movies. We want this to be a New Year's movie.
This guy, can you hand me that box? I'm gonna know that. Yeah. Oh, I don't think it tells me. I think his name is William Atherton. It doesn't have it on here. But the guy that plays Peck, the guy right there, the Ginge. It said that when I was reading it said that he had told the director that this movie actually ruined his life because he would go out and he had been involved in more than one like fight where people would be talking to him as if he was the character. They like
shut down the machine.
Yeah, fucking asshole! Like they're just trying to catch ghosts and you're just dicking around. Like no.
Fuck the environment.
Fucking cops.
Back then, nobody gave a shit about the environment.
It's true.
It's like, EPA is a waste of time.
I know that Mad Men set like 20 years before this, but there's this one episode where they like go out to this picnic and they just, there's wrappers and like they just eat everything, paper plates, and they just pick the blanket up and like, shake it off and let all the trash just like trail out, and he finishes chugging a beer and just throws it in like this, really nice meadow area, and they just get in the car and leave.
Yep.
Like, yep, that's pretty much why the environment is the way it is, why everyone's all freaking out about global warming and shit. It's because you're just like emptying trash blankets on the ground
into the beautiful meadow.
I just want to say, also, I was talking about the cops, and that they drop off their crazy people for you, but then fucking 10 minutes later, they're bringing this EPA ass fuck to set hell loose. Like, cops are the worst. Yeah. I just have to say that. I'm sorry. I'm sure there are plenty of cops out there that are noble and do their job, to actually stop legitimate crimes and things like that, but people, they it's not just the media. They've painted themselves in a bad picture of themselves. They've backed themselves into a corner, especially lately with all these like drunk driving arrests and shit. Like it's in Indianapolis, it's been a big issue. Like these cops have been demoted and shit for like.
It's a double-edged sword because they're trying to drink and be loose so that they can be more like you, but then at the same time they're fucking up and ending up being assholes.
Well, they had this guy like recently that stole like $18,000 like worth of shit out of a storage locker. You know, just weed and like money. Like it's insane, man. They have all this power and they just kind of. Well, we're getting on kind of like a rant here, but yeah.
Power.
So to the cops that come correct, I appreciate all that you do. But to the rest of the cops that are getting busted drunk driving and like stealing and shit, I think you should all be fired immediately and punishment handled appropriately because you're definitely abusing your powers. And that's about as serious as we're going to get today. That guy definitely deserved to get shit talked to him for unleashing this stuff, you know? He accelerated the apocalypse exponentially, basically. Yeah. So he definitely deserves it, I would say.
Fictional movie.
But, you know...
So in real life, does he deserve shit talked to him for his role in a fictional movie of being an asshole?
Yes, he does. I feel he does. Okay. But, you know what? In all honesty, they probably should have made it extremely more difficult to open the gates of hell. You know?
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a pretty much elected governor based on his role in fictional movies. So if he deserves that, then they deserve the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, yeah, my guesstimation is that they shouldn't have made it as easy to do. Like, they just kind of flipped a switch, you know? They should definitely have that fucker hooked up to, like, a bunch of security that only... It would take the combination of all four of them in the room to actually, like, get it open or shut off or something, you know? I don't know,
well, maybe he was worried about it overloading or something like that, so you need to
Here we go, baby.
Switch.
It's an 80s sexy ghost montage.
Oh, yeah. Second montage of the movie. Better than the first.
I can only imagine what the music sounds like right now. Yep, I'm going to figure out some way someday to plug the fucking DVD player in this thing to where we can hear it, but it won't transmit over the airwaves.
That'd be awesome.
It will. There's a way to do it, but I'm just not that versed in control rooms. Oh, sexy.
Google that shit.
Sexy skeleton ghost. It was just a gross skeleton.
Would you fuck the sexy skeleton ghost?
He wasn't sexy.
I'm not talking about Sigourney Weaver. I'm talking about that one right there.
Imagine if this was like produced today. Michael Bay, taking CGI explosions and everything. It's crazy.
Sigourney Weaver, she is kind of a sexy skeleton ghost in a way.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not. There was an actual skeleton. Like he was driving a cab. It looked like he had all his flesh melted off. That's the skeleton I was referring to. But yeah, she does kind of look like
they got the jogger ghost.
Oh yeah.
Just wait till he jogs past. Got it.
Man, these effects are like blowing me away though. No, like you said, when I watched this when I was like 8, I was like, holy shit! Like that was clearly a stage, you know.
When a woman is so horny, she blows out a wall of her apartment to get to you. That's when you know you're getting laid.
Oh, yeah. See, he knows. He wants his phone call. He knows how it is. I wonder why. Hint, hint. Well, check out the color of his skin. That's why he knows he gets a phone call in jail. This movie is racist.
Every black man in this cell is wearing a plaid T-shirt and blue jeans.
And like a skull cap.
That's what they all wore in New York during that time.
See, I know I can point this stuff out. And see, this is another example of why Venkman is the audience. Like, they're just kind of spouting out some typical vocabulary, and he's like, explain this to me. It's like
that way everyone else in the cell understands.
You have 2 PhDs. You understand this vocabulary. They don't need to dumb it down for you, but yeah, since you are us. But they kind of explain to you that the Gozer... God damn it. Okay.
I want to know what these two guys in the background are talking about. They were having quite a heated conversation.
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck are these guys? And
I said we kicked their ass.
I said we beat their ass and we rape them. No, this is jail, not prison. We're not going to rape them.
That was the whole conversation they were having.
Oh, they're looking over here. How about them baseball teams?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we find out here that Gozer is the main bad person, like the big bad dude.
That's why they had business in the first place.
Yeah. And one of Gozer's followers was an architect that built the building, like Dana's building. So one of the followers of the big bad ghost demon thing built her building. So that's why it's like this antenna for the ghostly activity or whatever. So that happened, and they were performing rituals up there. Something, I don't know. Like, it just, yeah. Let's get the story moving, fellas. You know? Let's just get the movie going. Let's progress forward. Nope, it's just time for Bill Murray to be silly and sing in jail to everybody.
Let's bring everyone in the cell into it.
Yeah, let's... It's the circle of life. Yep, that guy with the do-rag looks real pissed, too. Well, actually, he kind of looks confused. Like, they were like, okay, you're going to be an extra in this scene.
Why did they let them have their blueprints? They're like, we're locking you in this holding cell with these blueprints and coffee. Have fun.
We will not monitor your activities.
It'll give the other cellmates something to do.
We'll get Carl Winslow from Family Matters to let you out. He is the cop in Die Hard and now in Ghostbusters. It'll be a common theme. You'll get used to it. You'll be used to seeing this guy being a cop. He's a cop on Family Matters. There's got to be some trivia on that guy. Like, he's played a cop at least 3 times in 3 prominent roles. Yeah. Die Hard and Family Matters. And this was like a cameo or, a quick thing. So at least in 2 prominent roles.
See, look, she's sitting in the chair with her legs wide open.
She's just waiting. She's like,
They totally get it on right here.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking funny because he has a huge boner.
It happens. He found the gatekeeper.
Her view was drastically improved. She's got a great view of New York City there.
Where the fuck is the superintendent? Wouldn't even noticed the draft from a 20-foot wide gaping hole.
Giant hole in the side of the building when he came to work.
It feels chilly in here today for some reason. I don't know. Oh, man. That's the first kiss that guy has ever had, and he's possessed. Just my luck.
Figures.
Yeah, exactly. Damn it. I don't know if I need to work on my Rick Moranis and Eddie Murphy impressions.
Maybe the superintendent is also a worshiper of Gozar.
Oh, we got Eddie Murphy in here. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
I'm the gatekeeper.
I'm a keeping a watch out for them ghosts. It's close. It sounds somewhat close. Whatever.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I know. Oh, there's the mayor. He also...
Buster makes me feel good.
Buster makes me feel good. That's, I think, I don't know, that's a go-to laugh, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how you get
Walter Peck. Yeah, his real name's William Atherton. There we go. There's Walter Peck in this. I love this, that he said that they unleashed gas to create hallucinations, and that's why people are seeing this shit. It's like, yeah, millions of New Yorkers were fucking gassed by these people, and now they're seeing hallucinations of ghosts.
Shared hallucinations.
Yes. Very sound theory indeed, sir. Oh. Ooh, they're getting into a man fight. You have to prove your worth.
Hold me back.
Okay, what am I gonna do here? Like, there's another guy in the second movie that's like that too. That's like, oh, Mayor, Mr. Mayor. He's like the mayor's whatever advisor, political advisor or something. He's like, these guys are fucking crazy, and the uptight people don't like the Ghostbusters because they're freewheeling ways.
Yeah,
they're
far too laid back.
Breaking laws. They smoke weed, right?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I just need to be validated on that. They smoke weed.
Without question.
Officially, the church takes no position. Of course not. You want to preach all this bullshit, and then all of a sudden, when it comes down to it, you're like, we hold no thoughts on the recent seeings of dead peoples around the areas. We're gonna go pray. We're gonna go ahead and go pray.
And we suggest all citizens do that.
All citizens, please pray. That's pretty much all the church can promise you. There he goes. Shit that will turn you white.
I don't see how they have to convince him that it's real. It's like, did nobody else see the giant swarms of ghosts flying out of the center of the city earlier?
Nope. No one saw it. Oh, you also need to know that the redhead guy's dickless, by the way.
Yes.
Dude, I'm just waiting for a big old motherfucker. Might as well. It's PG. That was the same as PG-13. In PG-13 these days, you get one fuck. So I want to hear motherfucker. You can say fuck, but no motherfucker. That was his line was voted number 68 in the top 100 greatest movie lines by Premiere Magazine.
What, the dickless line?
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Yeah. I guess. I didn't know that was like such a known line until I saw that. I was like,
That's not what I think of when I think of this movie.
yep. The priest definitely knows. The priest definitely knows how to pander to the masses. He's like, "What about all the voters?" And the priest just kind of nods, like, "Yeah, exactly. I do know something about that.
That's why you pay me off.
That's why you pay me the big bucks, bitches.
For the voters.
For the priestly voters."
They pay him a little bit of money, and then during his sermons, he's all like, and God wants you to vote for the mayor.
Vote for the mayor, son. You'll see. It's a very productive sort of thing.
God wants you to vote for this mayor.
And that mayor.
New York's mayor is God's mayor.
What are you going to need from me, the mayor says. How about to waste millions of taxpayers' dollars, deploy the National Guard whose weapons have no effects on ghosts? You clearly just need tear gas and rubber bullets to control these crowds. Like, why is everybody outside? If there were ghosts attacking, why don't you just go inside? Oh, well, guys. That's going to save you. Going inside. That'll save you from the ghosts. That's my theory.
Yes. Like, nobody sees this? The giant black cloud forming around.
No, it's a great... yeah. Let's all surround the building that's opening an interdimensional rift. They all deserve any consequences that they get. That's how I feel about it. And, of course, everyone's praying.
Is that Jewish guy?
Yes.
Guy Will Sasso.
Quit being so silly. You're supposed to be a rabbi. It's not a funny thing.
And also, Jewish people don't believe in the apocalypse, so why are you here claiming it's the apocalypse?
They're not. They're just praying for the safety of everyone. Right?
I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Whatever. Oh, they've arrived.
Look it up.
What are you hitting over there? I don't know. Just
Lady. I'm hitting a lady.
You're hitting a lady? The lady ghost is over there under the table again?
Yeah. You're biting.
You need to stop that. I like that shirt, friend. Was he wearing a Ghostbusters shirt or something, maybe? Oh, they got a whole proton pack, like, carrier thing.
That's why you need the station wagon to hold
Was
the
that like
proton
a-
pack carrier.
They converted, like, a hearse. Station wagon hearse? I don't know.
I thought it was an old school ambulance.
Yeah, that's what it was, ambulance. But it's like, he bought it for like $4,500 or something. He's like, it just needs new shocks, struts, brakes, minor engine repairs, spark plugs, whole new muffler, new exhaust.
Pretty much everything. We just have to build a car.
But the windows roll down. That's because they're manual, assholes. Oh, and like I said, once this started happening and no one's running away, and they're just pointing up there and looking at it, they deserve everything they get from here on out. The building's collapsing.
And you're standing
Move.
around.
Yeah. Nope. You don't. No hard hats.
We're New Yorkers. We don't got time for this. We got to keep going.
No safety gear. Do I look like a safety gear? Gear wear? I don't know. That's how people in New York talk, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it's how they talk.
Please, like I said, this show is just validating me. So if everyone could just agree with what I say, it would mean a lot. Oh my gosh. It looks like a ride at Universal Studios that I went on. Like the ground's collapsing. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that's how it would look.
Like it would just gradually move up from the ground.
Yeah, and symmetrically and shit. Oh no, the Ghostbusters have died. They were sucked into Earth. Oh, was that a hand? There they are.
We were only lowered gradually 4 feet underground. We're all right.
And then everyone goes like batshit crazy. It's like, so you're celebrating because they pulled themselves out of one of the only holes that was opening in the ground directly in front of the building that is being powered by ghosts.
It's like a 4 foot deep hole.
Yeah!
They only sprained their ankle.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, bust.
Well, you know, they get out of the car, they get all pumped up, you know, like, oh, it's the Ghostbusters, they're going to save our lives. And
Immediately.
then they fall into a hole, they're like, crap, we're all screwed and we're
Yep.
going to die. And then they come out and they're like,
We got some hope.
We're not going to die.
Oh, that looks like you think that's a matte painting? Like the,
Yeah.
you know, Like it looks, the stairs upward, like it looks it looks like it stops like 6 floors above them, and then it's like a painting maybe. It just doesn't look real to me. I don't buy it. Ghostbusters, I don't buy it one bit. I think you only have to climb 18 stories and not 37.
Why can't you turn the elevator back on?
But like all that is,
See, she's got nice legs.
Yeah, she does. All that is back. It's distracting. All that is background, like painting. All that's matte painting. I want curtains like that. I think.
Hell yeah.
Like that'd be cool, and it's all elaborate. Like some of them you can see the lights like flicker. Like that's all a painting. That's pretty crazy. Like that's clearly. But some of them have like flickering lights. Like I think they probably cut a hole out of the back of it or something.
Yeah.
I want that. I want my life to be that.
Like the gates of hell are opening in your living room.
Yes, that's how I want my life to be.
And the fridge is a portal to the gates of hell.
Oh man. Oh, the end of the hall.
Not actually the gates of hell themselves, but a portal to them.
Like where's it at? Into the hall. You seriously can't tell where we're going?
Yeah.
Like we just got off on the floor where we need to go up, so yep, the door's off the hinges, shit's going down. And now the hallway is way more destroyed than it was earlier. I wonder if he would react the same way as he did earlier if there was that like little tricycle on the ground and plants everywhere. If he would have just been like, "Oh, okay, where's Dana?"
An entire section of the floor is gone.
This movie, it's pretty enjoyable, I'd say.
Yeah.
It definitely keeps your attention because these guys are silly.
After, the first 30 minutes, it is. The first 30 minutes is slow, but then it picks up for sure. After the first montage, it's like nonstop.
Yeah. Well, it is pretty just one-liners and action and
Yeah.
all the things you want to see out of a Bill Murray movie. Did he? Oh, this is an elaborate ritual too. Like, just raise your arms in the air and we'll fill in the lightning later.
I like to think they were fucking the whole time on that pedestal.
Up until this point,
Yes.
like, okay, we have released enough energy.
We're bonded now.
That was in Ray asked him, he's like, where do these stairs go? And my original thought was up. And that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
It's like, we are literally both seeing these stairs for the first time ever. So, I don't know where the fuck they are. That's how, like, when I go to the movie with my mom, she's like, what is going on? I'm like, I just saw the same exact scene you saw. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know where anything is happening. Ooh. They both transform back into dogs. Look at Murray's hair. It's blown out. Like, look at that shit, dude. What did they do to him?
Okay, so she's a dog. I still want to fuck her.
Blech. Wow. That looks real. Really bad.
So you had to explain that the people who made the building Argos are. Otherwise, like, where the fuck did all this shit come from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where did this cardboard triangle come from?
Yeah. It's been there for 100 years.
I don't understand. Why is there a light in the middle of the cardboard triangle? Zedmore. I can't believe that's his last name. That's made up, right? Is there anyone? You ever met anyone named Zedmore? Last name Zedmore?
I've met people last name Moore.
Last name Zed?
They could. Is that the whole last name, or is that
Yes.
his first name?
His name is Winston Zedmore.
Oh, okay. That does sound made up.
Or his name might be Winston Zed Moore.
Which one?
Middle name Zed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No. It's all one.
Maybe one person was named Zed and one person was named Moore. They married and got together.
Okay. That works for me.
Hyphenated,
Zedmore is his hyphenated mother and father's last name.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finally met Gozer the Gozerian. I think she was a model in real life, possibly. Like a Russian model or something. I don't know. He's going up there. I offer you to seize all activity and go to the nearest convenient parallel dimension. Like, he's being very stately about it.
Yeah.
And this is the best part, too, about this conversation. She asked, are you a god? And Bill Murray gives him the, tell her, man, go on, go for it. He's like, no, then die.
Should have said yes.
Exactly. You clearly need to lie to demons. Are you the Keymaster? Yes. Are you a god?
Yes.
This is great. Well, the original, this is, I don't know, there's 10, 15 minutes left of this fucker. But the original one had I don't know if this is definitely not how it ended because it was set in the future, but there were Ghostbuster franchises like popping up all over the U.S. to end the thing because it got so popular or something. I kind of like that they kept it to just like one group of guys.
Yeah.
Like, nobody can handle doing this except these men.
Yeah. That's why when they show up, everyone's like, hell yeah, it's our only hope.
Also, I'd like you to notice their how they get ready to shoot this lady or man, Gozer. Gozer can be anything. Got your stick? Holding it. Make them hard.
Heat them up.
Weird.
Smoking.
Make them hard. Ready. Weird. Right?
And then they're going to show that prehistoric bitch how they do it downtown.
And then, who said it? I think it's, and then he goes, it's Miller time. I vote yes on that catchphrase. It's Miller time. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? Aim for the flat top. It's hot. She is hot. What the
If they all aim for the same thing, they're definitely going to cross the streams.
Yeah, get the fuck back from the demon gate, assholes. They just think they won. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, a little bit of protons and she's done.
Yeah, she opened up the street, and she dies from a little blast from a proton pack. Give back.
Miller time.
It's Miller time. Oh, did he just do it?
Yeah, that means it's time to drink.
Yep.
Because you're done and you won.
That's my favorite catchphrase. I just want to use it all the time. What time is it?
It
It's Miller
evolved.
time.
It used to be Miller time was like when you're done with a job well done. But nowadays in the commercials, Miller time is, anytime you want to get wasted. It's Miller time.
It's Miller time. Big game's on. It's Miller time. You got out of bed. It's Miller time.
You just had a Miller.
You just had a Miller.
So it's Miller time.
It's about shock top time.
Yeah.
I need to drink this thing faster. I've only had 2. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's one thing I've been noticing during doing this show is background actors in movies. Like some of them are just awful.
Yeah.
And they are clearly just looking like they're like, you're going to be on camera for 7 seconds. They need to know I'm there. So when the movie's on, I'm like, there I am. Mom.
I'm going to overact my part.
They pay me $250 a day, plus all the fucking donuts I could eat.
I was in Ghostbusters. I was the guy going crazy at the very end, freaking waving his arms around.
She said, choose your destructor. And he's like, if we think of J. Edgar Hoover appears. Isn't that what should happen right now?
Yeah, it seems like J. Edgar Hoover would be easier to kill than the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
But that's what I'm saying, yeah. See, he said nobody choosed anything, and it ends up being Ray thought of Stay Puffed. But he initially said J. Edgar Hoover before all of that. Like, did that not count?
Yeah.
Like, where's J. Edgar Hoover, like, in a dress running through being all belligerent and shit?
Gotta destroy New York.
The communists and the radicals, African Americans. Watching that J. Edgar movie, man, he was against, like, everything. All that, like, any kind of, like, social progression that was, like, beneficial to anyone that wasn't him. It seemed to kind of fucking piss him off. A threat to the nation. He didn't like those. And I don't like that the blame falls on Ray. Because Bill Murray's the one that, no one thought
like there could have been worse things. Like, he could have thought of a demon or something like that. But
fire-breathing dragon.
I find like it would be easy to shoot at the Stay Puft.
That's what he said. He said he was thinking of the most innocent thing he could from childhood.
Good call.
And it was, except it's going to be pissed.
And when he blew up, everything was just covered in delicious, sugary treats.
Well, it happens. Mm-hmm. He was originally supposed to come out of the water and like emerge next to like the Statue of Liberty,
like Godzilla,
to show how big he was. Yeah, but they didn't have the budget for that, or it was too hard to figure out. I think was the problem.
We'll just put Statue of Liberty in the next movie.
Well, let's take a moment out to talk about giants, shall we?
Okay.
He has no genital area, but what about giant semen? What about the production? Say like Gulliver's Travels or Jack and the Beanstalk, they never talk about it. Where does it go? Where do they ejaculate?
Where's their giant semen?
They have masturbatory urges.
Well, Gulliver's Travels, they made giant things for him, so I assume they made, a giant sock for him
A giant,
to jizz in.
a giant blow up doll.
Yeah, for him to jizz in.
Oh God! Oh, he's going at it again.
Here we go.
That's how they explained earthquakes back in like Greek times or something. Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems like an issue. Like if he actually was around, and it's a lot of jism, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it is. Yeah,
In comparison, yeah, and make it rain.
it would make it fucking something horrible.
And then are the actual semen large enough for you to see?
To see men?
A huge sperm that's fist sized.
By the way, he's back right. There's only one way to defeat this guy, and it's the rule. They can't even follow their own fucking rules. Like, they love breaking rules so much that they're like, we're going to have to cross the streams to beat this guy. It's a radical idea.
Breaking the rules.
But yeah, it's a radical idea. Cross the streams, He's like, it's pretty much we either get destroyed by this giant flaming marshmallow man, or we try and shut this interdimensional portal with something that could actually end the Earth as we know it. So, what do you want to do? Because, eventually the army's going to figure out...
Just let New York get destroyed or destroy the entire world.
Or save just New York. The choices.
But
They
if the army took care of it, they wouldn't be able to take the credit.
They definitely should have become a national phenomenon, but they did not. I don't believe, because they stay in New York.
Yeah, and number two, they're still obscure, and everybody thinks that they're whack, and it was a show or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Optical illusions or some bullshit. Oh, here we go. Not only do you have to cross the streams, but you have to touch the tips.
And you have to hold it at crotch level.
It's a that's a triple dangerous / sexy threat. Touching tips, crossing streams at crotch level. Okay, they did it. They blew things up. And here comes...
Somehow they survive this giant explosion, which, annihilates a marshmallow man.
And covers everybody in giant semen. And
So that's what you're saying, Ebola. That's what's falling from the sky right now, is the semen.
He's actually yeah. He's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was actually made of semen.
Just on the inside.
It's actually shaving cream, I believe. They were going to do this scene, and they had the stunt guy stand in, and the force was so much that it knocked him to the ground or whatever. And they wanted to just have the actor do it. Just get in there, let's do this.
The hundreds of gallons of shaving cream.
Yep, it's great. Back to giant semen. Do you think they could take out an entire village with just one
you
shot?
You are fascinated with giant semen, and this disturbs me.
Well, the one thing that we do know...
Are half of your notes about giant semen?
Yeah, that's actually... It's just me writing giant semen over and over again.
Giant semen,
I cannot wait. Pretty much everything is just a build up to this scene where I can talk about giant semen. It's beautiful.
There's a lot of it, and the sperm itself is baseball sized.
Everybody is okay, except that they feel like the floor of a taxi cab.
So maybe it was the giant semen that saved them from the explosion. Because they're all covered in the giant semen, so...
Except for old Murray there.
Yeah, Murray, he was just saved because...
He wrote that in his contract.
Yeah, I'm not going to get covered in giant semen.
I was like, no, but that's not how I roll. Ew, everything else is. Barbecue dog hair. How do you know what that smells like?
Yeah.
It smells like barbecue dog hair. And when I eat barbecue dog hair, disgusting. He forgot. What did he forget? I don't know. I don't know what he forgets. I don't know anything about the guy. Oh.
He forgot his girlfriend was going to die.
Oh, yeah, he forgot that she was encased in a dog stone thing. Look.
Apparently she can hold her breath for a very long time.
Apparently she can break out of the dog statue faster than the demon dog.
A little help.
But that happens, too. Apparently giant semen gets super crusty as well. That's the main shell that she had to break out of. We've already seen how weak that the rock holding this building together is from the demon dog busting through it, so...
Yeah.
She really has to get through the shell. What about Moranis? Fuck him.
Yeah. Now, he did bust out faster than the regular demon dog.
Yeah, he was just like, dude, oh, I'm out of here.
Except for the head.
Don't fuck with the main thing is don't fuck with that guy because he has superhuman strength apparently.
Yes.
All I know is the superintendent will not be upset about this because he didn't even notice that giant gaping
I
hole.
don't think there is a superintendent.
Yeah.
I think this building, they just let it fly.
He's like, there was an entire wall missing from my apartment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all right.
You need to call the property management company. Oh, they like him. They really like him.
I think we're going to keep you around for the second movie.
Oh, that's right. He didn't even meet those guys until after he became possessed, so he has no idea who they are. And he wants to do their taxes.
Yeah.
Because he's an accountant. In the second movie, doesn't he evolve into some kind of like tax lawyer or something? But he defends them in a criminal case.
Yeah. It's
Has
like the
nothing
worst lawyer ever.
Yeah, it's the
actually.
only one they know. Like, let's get a tax lawyer to handle
Well, no,
it.
he met a couple of them when they took him in, and he was possessed by the demon. They put the colander on his head. With the
Yeah, but
wires
that was
and
after
stuff.
he was possessed.
Yeah, I suppose he wouldn't.
He won't.
have
That's what
any
I'm saying.
Memory of that.
He had that fucking kiss with her. He doesn't even remember that.
Man,
It happened
he
to
totally fucked her too.
him. I know.
Doesn't remember that.
He's like, no, I'm still a virgin. Nope. But she doesn't know, so I guess it works both ways. I don't know. If you had sex with Rick Moranis, would you want your friends to know?
I thought you were gonna go the other way with that, but
That's why it works. Because it's better to imagine. Dan Aykroyd's been pumping cigs this movie pretty much.
the whole time,
Yeah, like no one else smokes, but he's just like, there's one scene.
constantly with a cigarette in his mouth.
Well, there's one scene that's like staple where it's like hanging off his lip or whatever.
Yeah, in the beginning when they're first investigating Slimer.
Aw. Poor Lewis. I was an eyewitness. So?
Are you Ghostbuster? We
Nope.
don't give a shit.
No one wants to hang out. He wants to go hang out with him and shit. They're just getting in the car and he's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Oh, man.
Good old Ernie Hudson.
Yep. He did the best that he could.
He brought it
And
all together.
He did a better job than Eddie Murphy would have done. I'm going to go ahead and say it right
Yep,
there.
Yep. I agree. I'm going to have to agree with you.
They just got these guys like trench coats. Now just look around. Oh, man.
If Eddie Murphy disagrees, then he can go ahead and sign up for the third movie.
Fuck your priestly blessings. They've gotten us nowhere. Ever. Especially now. Like, that's...
Yeah.
You've probably been praying since this whole thing went off, and it didn't
You didn't even
affect
believe
anything.
this shit.
It's stupid. And then, you know, this is where they do the... Bustin' makes me feel good.
Something strange.
I'd like to return that sentiment to Ray Parker Jr. Busting makes me feel good, too.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for...
can identify with that song.
Yep, I feel good and confident that Busting Makes Me Feel Good, Ray Parker Jr. Written and performed Ghostbusters theme. I think that about does it for Ghostbusters. They're waving off in the distance, so...
When you're getting blown by ghosts in your bed, who you gonna call?
Those are the words I couldn't remember, because I remember, you know, the...
All your friends.
Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and then Ghost in the Bed, blowjob. That's part of the words.
Yeah.
It's always hard to remember that. Well, I think we're going to... Probably Gary Degler's going to send us out. And Catarelli Frauenfelder, thank you for being the second assistant director for Ghostbusters.
Joe Thribo.
And then the most generic name, Joe Day. Special effects foreman, the Fieldman.
Special effects was Chuck Gasper, which is close to Casper.
Who was a ghost. Is that...
Yeah,
that
that's
what-
relevant. That's relevant.
That's where it ends there.
I think that's where he got all the special effects from.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. These are some good last names. Borcherding, right? That's a good one. And La Mana Wills.
Irby.
Siedelman and Saladow. It's good stuff. It's boring watching fucking credits roll. Because this is, when did they start doing the after credits scene, you know? It's really big in, like, the Avengers movies and stuff, you know?
They didn't do that until later on, in the 90s.
Yeah, I want to see an after scene here where it, like, cuts to, like, possessed demon sex. So you get to see him losing his virginity or something. That lasts, like, 7 seconds. Bro. And then he presents the key to the locked gate as the keymaster.
Key grip.
Well, once
Norman
again,
Buck.
I'm going to go ahead and thank Nick Lavallee for being on the show. He was a comedian.
Thanks, Nick.
He still is a comedian, too. Yeah, thank you for being on the show. It was a pretty good time. I also like to thank my co-host, Will. He was a good guest co-host. Stick around, because we're going to be doing all 8 Harry Potter movies. We'll be releasing about every 2 weeks or so. I'm on a tight 2-job, no-sleep schedule, so I'm working on it. It's going to be awesome. So stick around, and we'll blow your mind and your ghost loads.
All over the city of New York.
Peace out.